Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. And welcome to From Vision to Victory. I know y'all like, what? I thought y'all said y'all was going to be on Zoom. Yeah, just zoom in. So we are glad to be back. This is year, I think, number 3 or 4.
I
Um,
want to say four
4, yeah, I think it's year number 4.
officially.
So we are back. I'm here. This is Dr. Gena Crawford. I am here with Coach TaShon. Y'all know us by now. For
Yes.
those who don't know, TaShon, introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's your girl, Coach TaShon, your favorite relationship coach. I am a certified relationship coach. I'm here to bridge the communication gap in relationships and with people. So your relationships with your friends, your family, all of the good things above. So I'm glad to be here today with you.
And I am Dr. Gena Crawford of LSC Ministry 633. Let's stay connected. Let's stay community. Let's stay committed. And also Pastor of PowerPoint Christian Ministries, the Power Experience Organizational Consulting. So here we are back again today, y'all.
Back
So thank
again.
you to those who've joined us these past couple of years. We are here to talk about from vision to victory. And again, this is something that we've been doing for quite some time now. And with tonight is just a conversation. I
Yeah.
know I was just sharing, we were just talking about how sometimes somebody was like, well, why are you guys doing this in March? And so
Yeah.
we're talking about the fact of, how at the beginning of the year, y'all, we all gung ho.
Yeah.
I'm gonna join the gym.
You're right.
I'm gonna work out every
Right.
day.
Right.
I'm
Mm.
gonna cook. Oh, this is mine. I'm gonna cook more.
I'm a meal prep, meal
I'm a meal
plan.
prep.
Yeah.
I'm going, throw away some stuff. I'm this year, we're good for saying this year gonna be my year.
Right. Right. Right.
And literally by the end of February, March, you like, man, we're just gonna shut this down till next year.
By the end of January,
True.
because January is a long month.
A long month. And
So you
so,
step out.
tonight we're just here just to kind of encourage you, just to say, hey, if you've been given a vision, if there's something that you know that you're supposed to be doing, don't give up yet, don't get tired yet. We are here to push you and to encourage you to keep going. So TaShon, what you got? Vision. Talk about vision. What you got? What do you have this time?
For
Vision.
me personally,
Just how would you describe vision? Like we
vision
know like the dictionary definition, which we're gonna talk about. But how would you describe vision?
for me, it's basically the blueprint of what you want and what you desire. Um, just writing down everything that you want, almost like a brain dump, and then you're organizing it to what exactly it is that you desire. It could be from material things, it could be from personal, emotional. It can be going back to school, starting a new career, whatever you want it to be. It could be what you want your life to look like, what you want your family to look like, all of that until. So for me, a vision is you're writing, you're putting it down, and it's a blueprint. It's like that guide. And then along the way, there are going to be a lot of changes. You're going to be, you may not, you may not even end up with your original plans, by the time you start really digging and like really focusing on your plan. So once you get into it, so for me, it's like the brain dumping, jotting everything down, everything that you possibly could want or that you're thinking about. And then after that, you're actually going to put things together so it becomes your blueprint. So for me, that's what a vision is, like something
Um,
that I really want.
I love the way, and sometimes people don't think about this. So when people ask me, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm thinking about everything. I got all these thoughts in my head. And, I'm glad you mentioned brain dump, because that's some of the thing that's one thing I tell people to do a brain dump.
Right, right,
Get that stuff out of your head. It doesn't have to be organized right away. But
right.
the if you think about how many thoughts
Mhm.
run through our mind every single day,
Mhm. Mhm.
and you're trying to hold on to this thought and hold on to that thought, and you're trying to put this thought in this way, sometimes you just got to get it out.
Got to get it out. Got to get it out. And I love being able to do that without judgment. It's just like journaling. I suggest to people all the time, when you're journaling, don't worry about grammar, uh,
Yeah.
what is this, sentence structure, all of that. Don't worry about it. Just dump your brain. Just write, until you cannot write anymore. Like, just write. And so you'll see, and then you'll feel it. It also comes with release. It's like
Yeah.
the releasing of emptying your brain, because now you're like, okay, I got all of this stuff out. I got it right here. And the thing about visions, you don't have to work on it right then and there, like the steps. So that brain dumping is like that initial step. And I know we'll talk more about it later, but that is that initial step where you can just, it's a freedom, a release.
Mhm.
I like to tell people it's just like getting it out, and then we can come back and look at it.
There is a freedom to it because once you get that stuff out of your head, it's like you can breathe, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when you say journal, so let me tell you, I'm a notebook person.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many notebooks I got. So
Yeah.
it's where I can't even tell you how many journals I have. Like I have
Yeah.
a crate full of journals,
Right. Right. Yeah.
crate full
Me
of
too.
journals. And so I went to the store one day and
Uh-huh.
I was like, just get a notebook for for a brain dump.
Yeah.
And this is my notebook.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's whatever comes up, it ain't gotta be cute. Like, I mean, now if you're a person like
Mm-mm.
who like the cute notebooks, of course,
Right. Right. I
like
like cute
I do.
notebooks, but sometimes I'll overthink my notebooks. I'll overthink them, and then I'll lose focus on everything because I need the right notebook. So I am working on that for me. That's some personal.
And literally, I was like, y'all know, they say I'm cheap, y'all. I say I'm frugal. So it said $1. I was like, oh yeah, this cute.
She can do $1
It's
notebook.
real cute. It's $1. Oh, this is a perfect journal for me. It's cute.
It can be a perfect journal.
It could be a perfect. She's
It's
like,
her preference.
just
It doesn't have anything on the outside of it. It's just a journal, but that's the beauty part of it. It's however whatever makes you feel good. I have this one. This one is the business journal. One of the business journal. I don't know. I have like, oh, here's my glittery. I like rose gold. So this is one of my, and this is actually one of my vision board vision books. But this one is the glittery. So I like the glitter, you
look.
know. So
Sometimes I have to get a journal that speaks to me.
right,
Now
that
this
one.
one says, "Be kind."
Mm,
Sometimes you got to remind yourself
yeah,
because
yeah.
people be peopling and the world be worlding.
There you go.
And so it's a be kind. So I love the fact that, whatever works for you. If you're
Yeah,
a person who likes to design your own things,
yeah,
design your own journal. It's just really about, again, like you said, getting those thoughts out of your head because
yeah,
sometimes we overthink everything, we overanalyze everything. And so those thoughts get trapped in your mind. And okay, let me ask you this. And I
yeah,
know I'm probably gonna say yeah. So have you ever been like in a place, a meeting, or now okay. I don't know if I should say this or not, but you know how we used to be in staff meeting
yeah.
and we're supposed to be paying attention. Okay, y'all don't do this. We're not saying do it, but we're saying, this is what we used to do.
We used to do,
We, we've
used to
been we've
do.
been transformed and reformed and.
Yeah, we
So
used to
we
do.
would be in staff meeting, y'all, like thinking about the future, thinking about things, planning stuff. And
Yeah.
of course you're supposed to be paying attention. I'm not telling y'all don't pay attention.
Don't be like us.
But literally, it's like those thoughts were just so dominating until it's like, hey, what you think about this? Well, hey, what
Mhm.
you think about that? And
Mhm.
so, again, to avoid all of that so that you can pay attention to what and be, everything's be present, be in the
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So brain dump, brain dump,
Yeah.
get that those ideas and thoughts out of your head. And here's the thing, I love the fact that you said, it doesn't have to be in paragraph form. It doesn't have.
Mm-mm.
It could be pictures.
Yep.
It could be you drawing or something like that. But the idea is, get it out. And here's the thing: there's nothing that's too big.
Right. That's my word this year. Big.
There's nothing too big. There's not like,
Yeah.
I can't write this down. Like, this is major. I don't have the money for this. I can't
Right.
do this. It's a vision.
It's a vision.
It's a vision. It's
Yeah.
a vision. And so tell us your definition of vision again. And I'm gonna run this dictionary vision by us real quick. So tell us.
Again, it's a blueprint, just brain dumping everything that you desire, that you know, that you want for your life, even for your family and friends, but it's designated for you. So it's a blueprint, just a brain dumping blueprint, and then you can organize it. So it has a lot of possibilities, and I literally live by my vision, my vision boards, books, and all of that.
Now, this definition says the state of being able to see,
Mm,
being able to see, being able to
yeah.
see. And it says the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination
Mm-hmm.
and or wisdom.
Mm, mm. Wow. Read that again.
So there are two definitions: the state of being able to see,
Mm-hmm.
and then the ability to think about or plan the future with
Mm-hmm.
imagination or and wisdom.
Mm. Wow.
So
Because you,
not only do
yeah,
you see it,
yeah.
but after I see it, think about imagination images.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
see yourself doing what you're supposed to do. You have
Yeah.
to see yourself in those places. You have to see yourself doing the things that you're supposed to do. But then
Yeah.
it says with wisdom.
Right.
Now
With
you're
wisdom.
not just out here willy nilly just doing stuff.
Right.
Do it with
Right.
wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a lot. That's it. That's responsibility, because again, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us did it when we first started vision boards back in the day, like over what, almost 30 years ago now. People
Yeah.
were doing creating vision boards, and you know, we probably put the house and the cars on there, and you know what kind of cars, the Lamborghinis, the, you know, or BMWs or whatever. And we were looking at all of these material things, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I want people to understand there's nothing wrong with that, but
Yeah.
you will also see that your vision will elevate the more that you, when you become more mature in
Yes.
life, you know. So you will look at those things, and you can still keep those things, because I
You
did
can.
have those, I had those material things on my board and still have them, but you will have a greater understanding of what you need and what you want versus the very first time you put on it. Because the very first time, I think I remember just dumping everything that I want, like marriage and kids and all of this stuff. How many houses, how many cars, and this, that, and the other. But as time went on, things changed,
Yep.
and it's like, okay, maybe I don't really want that. Maybe I really don't want to live right there. Maybe I don't, you know, maybe that's not what is needed for me. So it comes with wisdom. I can see that.
Yes.
I can see where that definition, because you're not going to, you know, if you still at 73 and you still want a Lamborghini, hey, do it. You can
As
do
long as you
it.
can see how to drive.
Right. You know, and you can handle the speed, do it. But you want to make sure that it's what you really want, and not because it's a trend, or not
Right.
because, you know, but if you really desire that, then write that on there. But also know that I want people to understand too, as I shared this last week at another vision board event. Vision boards are not magic boards.
Mm-mm.
It
I
ain't
like that.
magic. You can write it down tonight. It don't mean it's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen the next day. It's not gonna happen on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It can, it just depends. But I want people to understand, because many people think that, oh, I wrote down the vision and now I can get out here and it's gonna happen. Nope, nope, nope. Because your vision comes with work.
It
You
does.
can make it something. TDJ said, he said, you can, it'll work, but you have to work it.
Got to work it.
So
You got
it's
to work
not
it.
a magic board. And that's what I really want people to understand tonight. That is not a magic board, and we're not here telling you not to do certain things or not to do. We just want you to understand that it's not. It's just not going to do that, because people do get disappointed when they don't see their
Right away.
fruit come to let,
Yeah.
you know, they don't, they get disappointed, and then they get discouraged, and then, oh, I ain't trying to do no vision board. That ain't nothing but hocus pocus of, no, it's real. You, a vision book, vision board, vision is real. Um, Yeah, yeah, and I know we're gonna get deep because I just love this topic. I just love this topic. So yeah, we
When you
in.
talked about when you talked about like, the more mature you are
Yeah,
in terms of talking about vision. So you might have that car on there, but
yeah,
next to the car you got the words paid for,
right.
paid
Exactly.
off.
Paid off.
You
Exactly.
might have the house on there, but you might have, okay, um, low mortgage rate.
More
I mean,
right.
so it's like it comes with, for some people it comes with age, but it's
Yeah,
like, that's the wisdom part. It's like, okay, how do I go about doing this? When you
yeah.
have a vision, you have to be strategic about it. And
Right,
so I love
right.
the fact that you're like, it's not a trend.
It's yeah,
Visions are not trendy, but they're trusted.
yeah.
And
Mm,
it's something that, and let's be real about it. When you have a vision, it is really, y'all know, I gotta give you the real. The
yeah,
vision comes from God.
yes,
Let me say the good stuff. Now,
yes.
if your vision is out here taking out folk and doing
Right, 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 right.
that ain't the kind of that ain't it. That ain't it. But your vision it cannot be trendy, because sometimes we will take on other people's visions for our life.
Yeah.
you
Yep,
know and he's like, that's not what I told you. And
exactly.
so, when you talk about that wisdom piece, you've got to be wise and not taking on somebody else's vision.
Right, right.
That's just
You
like me
do.
putting on somebody else's glasses and I'm bumping into stuff,
Right.
but the glass is cute.
Yeah. You
It's
have
like
to be
I like the
careful of
glass
that.
on somebody else, but
Yeah,
they may not fit me.
exactly. Exactly. Because
So,
you do have people to do that. You're like, you'll
yes,
look at them, be like, oh, I want that. Or I want to
yes,
go there. Oh, I want to do that. And that's like, that's not designed for you. And here's the part of it. You can put it down there,
yeah.
but I won't say I guarantee you. I just know that it won't happen
You
for
can
you.
go on a guarantee.
I guarantee you it won't happen for you because that is not what God has for you.
You, yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? So you can write it down there. You can write it. You can copy somebody else's vision if you want. You can try it, but it's not going to happen for you because again, that vision is tailored to, it's customized. That's one thing I love about visions. It's customized to
customize.
it's customized, personalized. Is that the same thing? Personalized, customized.
Yeah,
It's
we'll roll with it. We'll roll
yeah,
with it.
we roll with it. It's all this. It's just for you. It's just for
So,
you.
in saying that, you already know. Go
Hmm.
ahead and hit them with the Jeremiah 29:11. I know you're gonna say it at
You
least
know
one
it, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, not to harm you, but to prosper you. And prosper doesn't mean always financially,
time.
but it can be. But that is the vision for you. Nobody else. Not your mama, your sister, brother, not your friends. Y'all may have similar things on your
Right.
vision, but you may say, I want a teal blue uh BMW. I'm just using the car. I may say I want a green BMW. And if I go and say, oh well, I want a teal, now not to say you cannot have to want because they made more than one teal BMW, right?
Right.
But if that's not what you really want and you're just copying somebody's vision, it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
And then what happens is,
Yeah.
we'll get it, and then we get upset because the blessing has now turned into a burden.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
it's like, well, I thought that this is what I wanted,
Yeah.
and so it's like the older you get, and I like to really consult God. It's like, okay, what is it that you want me to have? I may not like
Yeah.
everything that He tells me. But
Right.
it's like, so
Right.
what is it that you want me to have? What is it that you want me to do? And
Right.
sometimes your vision will take you out of your comfort zone.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. It would definitely take you out of that. It would put you in places and situations that were not on your vision board,
At
but
all.
it was linked to your vision. And that's why you have to be careful what you ask for. Basically it goes back to asking for something, but we have to be careful of that. Like you said, and I know we're using material things right now, but for example, when I put on my vision, over a decade ago, that I wanted a BMW. And it wasn't for show. It wasn't because I wanted to be, I just love those cars. And
Right.
but I also put on there, I did not want to sleep in the car, meaning I did not want to go over payment.
That
You
part.
know, I wanted to be able to afford maintenance.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to afford the insurance, all of those things. So yes, I put that on my vision board in my book. And 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 then I let it sit there. I prayed and worked it, but I did not become obsessed with it.
That's
You
yeah.
know, I didn't become obsessed. I was like, okay, this is something that I really like, you know? And I even got to the point each year building up on it, I was able to design which one I wanted. Like, what color did I want and so forth. But again, my next to that car, I had a picture of it next to that car. I had these list of things that I wanted.
Yeah.
Again, I wanted an affordable payment. I wanted to, afford it overall. And guess what happened? A decade later, I was blessed with what I asked for. And again, did y'all hear what I said? A decade later.
Yeah. A
It
decade later.
wasn't because I wasn't ready for that type of car prior to that,
Yeah.
but it was afterwards. And I remember going to the dealership, one dealership, I got the key ring, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I remember that key ring.
Yeah, and I wore that key
And
ring
you were so
faithfully.
excited about that. And
That
literally
key
it was
ring.
kind of like
It
this
was
girl
my
just
it was
wore a
my
key ring.
BMW key ring, and I had it with my Altima, my little
She
gray
did.
Altima.
She
I
did.
I wore that key ring
She
because I
did.
was owning it. But again, I was not obsessed with it,
Yeah.
right? And it worked out perfectly. God blessed me with the perfect payments, no down payment. Like it worked out perfectly. But again, it didn't happen within a
Overnight. Yeah.
year or whatnot. It literally took me a decade afterwards. But I was good with it because then I look back, I was like, oh wow. Like, I literally had this. So that's why I'm here to tell people it really works, but you have to be patient with it. You
Yeah.
have to have faith in it, and you have to be diligent. Like,
You do.
and you can't share your vision with everybody.
You can't. And it's where, you have to realize if other people don't understand, sometimes they're not meant to. That's that piece of sharing it with everybody. Sometimes it's not meant for you to share because everybody's not going to understand.
Yes.
You're going
Yes.
to have those people who don't have. I like to say people will let you go as far as their faith will take them.
Right, right, right.
And so,
Yeah.
because you don't see it for yourself, then of course you're not going to see it for me all the time. And
Right.
you made a good point about being obsessed with it. Don't make your vision your God.
Right. Yeah.
Don't make your vision your God. It's like you
Yeah.
are, I get it that you want it now, you want, to have it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be prepared for it. No, no, not sometimes. You have
Mm,
to be
I have
prepared
to be
for it.
prepared. Oh
You have
my
to be prepared
goodness.
for it
Say that
because
again. Oh my
along with the
goodness.
BMW, if we stay in that stance, along with the BMW come payments.
Yes. And I was not prepared prior to that to afford or even just to handle all of that. So you do have to be prepared
You
for
have
it.
to be
And
prepared.
that's why we're here. That's why I love our are these seminars or webinars? What do you call it? What we doing?
Credit conversations.
Yeah, that's why I love our conversations on it because again, as I stated before, I love that. Don't get me wrong, I love aesthetics, right? I
Yeah,
love the cutesy, all of that, and no shade on anybody by means, no shade. But what I do get irritated by when you see these vision board parties, they have all of the cute things, they have all of the cute affirmations and sayings, and everything's trendy. But what happens is we don't dig deep enough into it, and we don't talk about what we're talking about. Yes, I am bragging on us because I feel like we've been doing this a long time, like literally a long time before Facebook and whatnot.
yeah. That's how
But
old. I mean, no, not old.
yeah,
Excuse me. That's how mature we are.
that's how mature we are, and that's how we've grown over time with our vision boards.
Yeah,
So it's not just a party. You come here, you cut out pictures, this, that, and the other. You're gonna post them, this, that, and another. No, it's a whole routine, and not even just a routine, but it's
hmm,
afterwards as well. You know, and so that's why I get excited because when I tell people about it or whatnot, they're like, "Oh, okay, well, what party? Da da da. We're gonna." I'm like, "No, you may not be ready for us." because there are going to be some things that we're going to tell you to do, so that you're going to have to do, and you're not going to want to do it. I guarantee you're not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
So you're not ready for it, and that's why you have to be prepared. It's a mind shift as well.
It is.
It's a mind
You
shift.
have to shift your mind from
Yeah.
where you are. It is a mind shift.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because I remember I had a vision room.
Yeah.
Like my whole office space was covered with pictures, and
Yeah.
every time I looked, I saw these things that I wanted to do, and so literally, I came in here one day, and I took everything down.
Oh, you took it down?
I took everything. I had to. I took everything
Oh,
down because it was like, no,
overwhelming.
chill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I started looking at the things that I had done,
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
also started looking at the things that I had not done.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I haven't done this and I haven't done that and I haven't done this," and I had pictures of people, and God was
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, you can admire them,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
don't make you're not them."
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I had a vision room.
Yeah.
So Latrell is like a vision room,
A
like
visual. Well,
literally
yeah.
my entire. So now, if you look at my office space, y'all know I am a word fanatic.
Yeah. She the word person, y'all.
I am a word
She ain't got
fanatic.
nothing. The AI ain't got nothing on her, honey.
What? Bring on AI.
She's my original AI.
Let me
So
tell you what AI stand for me. Ain't intimidated. What?
she's my original AI, y'all. That's real talk. She
Ain't intimidated. Ain't AI ain't got nothing on this brain, bruh. So, so I have words all over my
yeah.
room. And so words like, wake, pray, slay, words like create.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
when I saw these pictures, it was kind of like, it became overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it was, I started looking at, I haven't done this. Oh, I got to do this and I got to do this. I
Mhm.
feel like I'm
Mhm.
behind. I haven't done this. I haven't done that.
Yeah.
And so literally it was really, God was like, just chill,
You're right.
take it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to transfer, and you're good about this. I had to transfer from the poster boards to just
Mhm.
a book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a book. She's like, she just proved she better than AI. Ain't intimidated. So I had to, and that's something, we've kind of made it trendy to do the poster boards and the cutouts.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's your vision board may not be pictures. They just may be words.
Maybe words that and listen, that is just as powerful. Those words are just behind me is my board, my wall of words
Yeah.
and prayers. That's this wall behind me is pretty much for my office space, you know. And I'm like you, I can't
Mhm.
be overwhelmed with a whole, but and I was once there too. It's like I had all of these books, these vision books and these poster boards. And then that's what I know, my space was getting clustered because I had all these posters and canvases and all of that. And I'm just like, where am I going to put it? You know? And then when I was able to put it on the walls, it started looking confusing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I know that's not of God. I know He doesn't want my vision to be
To be
clouded
confusing.
and,
Yeah.
and cluttered. So you do have to step back. You do have to be like, okay, what is my priority right now? Is it health for the year? I want to say one year in 2013, my priority was health.
Hmm.
So that was what I was focused on because my health was it was going to be the center of what I was in my healing process after the divorce. So I focused on going to the gym, eating right, and all of this. So I wasn't overwhelmed with everything else, you know. So
Right.
that was in my room, my health board. So yeah, you can become overwhelmed with your vision, and
You
that's
can.
why you have us to help support and guide you.
I want to say it
Bottom
was
line.
interesting. Remember the last time we did this? There was one of our former coworkers who literally she kept sending us pictures. Like, she attended our session.
Yeah,
And so, well, she was a part of our conversation.
yeah,
And so she literally started sending us pictures. She cleaned out, was it like a room or
yeah, yeah.
there was a room that she had that was, she showed us the room of
Right.
the closet and the room, it was cluttered. It was
Clutter.
filled with so many things and just so
Yeah.
much stuff. And she was like, it wasn't until she engaged in conversation, and well, the space where we were in, and
Mm-hmm.
she was like, that was encouragement for her. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta declutter
Yeah. Yeah.
so that I can see better. And
Right.
like literally, it wasn't just her. Remember, she started saying that she had this conversation with a friend of hers, and
Yeah.
started doing the same thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you
Mm-hmm.
talk about vision, sometimes we become selfish with our vision, but
Yeah.
the vision is not for you, just for you.
You're right.
It's not
And
just for you.
right. And just because she did that, she was able to see the promotion that she got
Yeah.
and able to go out of the country to do what she wanted to do. She's teaching in Dubai.
Oh, see,
And she, yeah,
is she?
well, she said that she was like,
Okay,
I
girl.
had decluttered my life, you know.
Wow. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was like, it all started with the decluttering because I had to let things go. I had to let some things go in order for me to move to the next step. And again, this was an overnight process. It
Right.
took her some months, but she
And
got
she kept
to it.
sending us pictures and
She
kept sending us
did. She
pictures.
did. She kept sending them, and she was proud. We were proud
Yes.
because she was doing it.
And so, for those of you who are just joining us, we're gonna say, "Good is it evening, good
Yeah.
after
Good
5 o'clock."
evening.
Um, thank y'all for joining us. I'm Dr. Gena Crawford here with Coach TaShon.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so
Yes.
we're talking about from vision to victory. This is something that we've done for a couple of years now. And
Hmm.
so it is where the point of this time together is to get you to understand that there are some things that God wants for you. And so,
Yeah.
don't be afraid of those things. Don't fear those things. But here's the thing: there's a process to it. There's a
Yes.
process to it.
Yes.
And even
Yes.
if it hasn't come to fruition yet, don't give up. Don't give up
Yeah.
on it. So we are here to be your motivators, to be your encouragers. And so the thing I want to share with you all, first of all, go ahead and like, love, and share. Y'all know how we like, love, and share. So tonight is just about a night of encouragement.
Yeah.
The beginning of the year is real heavy. The end of the year is real heavy.
Yeah.
We have these commercials that are telling you, to do this and to do that. And so by the time March hits, you're like, woo, this this
You were
this
like, I'm over it.
I'm done. Can we just table this to next year?
It's like I'm done. You get because you do get discouraged because it becomes and January is a long month.
It's a long month, and then January moves into February, and then you look up, and sometimes you feel bad because it's like, well, I have not done the things that I said I was going to do. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sometimes guilt will start to set in. Sometimes shame
yeah.
will start to set in. And so, we're here to say, hey, don't even consider those thoughts. Don't even consider those feelings. Um,
Mhm.
you know, I like to say, feel how you feel, just don't get stuck there.
Right,
Don't
right.
get stuck there. There's still, as long as you are breathing, as long as you are alive, there is still time.
It's
But
still
here's the thing: don't waste the time that you still have.
right. So y'all better grab your notebooks and your pencils or pads or whatever you're gonna do and take some notes today. Cause telling you don't want to miss this because again, it just because it's March does not mean you cannot start your vision.
Right,
You can
right.
start your vision every month if you wanted to.
Start in December.
You can start right. There's no set time. And I know we were used to doing that,
Right.
but there's no set time or, a season of your life because again, you have to be mature, as you said earlier, you have to be wise, and you also have to be mentally prepared.
Yeah.
Mentally prepared because it is a trend and you get on these trends and if it's faded out, if nobody else is talking about them anymore, if they're not having the vision board parties, then
Yeah.
you'll be like, okay, well, I guess it's not happening. No, 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 no. That's why visions are not trends. So that
Right.
means you have to continue to do it. So you have to be mentally prepared. And you also have to be physically prepared for it because
Yes.
it's going to require you to do some things that you're not gonna expect to do with a vision board.
Right.
So you just have to be prepared altogether. And it's okay if you're not. If you're in a year where you're just like, I don't feel like
I
doing a
ain't feeling
vision
it.
board. Let me tell y'all, it is okay. It's okay because we rather for you to be mentally prepared and
Mhm.
ready to do the work versus just trying to hop on a trend or you think it's a trend and then you half do it, you give up, and now you don't have any. Now you're back in that cycle. So we definitely don't want you just to be like, okay, I'm ready. No, no, no. You got to really think about this thing.
And
You
pray
really do.
about it first.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
It's you. This is not something that pops up in your mind and you're just like, okay. So, I like to say, especially if it's beyond your imagination.
Yeah.
Apparently there's something that we're people. We like to control stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be in control of the vision. I want to be in control of how it happens, when it happens, who
Right.
it happens with. And sometimes, when God gives that to you, it's beyond your control. And
Exactly.
so if you
Yeah.
are, even if you're in that moment where it's like, I don't feel like doing nothing this year, I'm
Right.
taking the whole year off.
Yeah.
If God is telling you to do something, write it down.
Right.
Write
Right.
it down. You
Right.
just don't know. Not only, again, the vision is not just for you.
Right.
It's been given to you for a reason. It's meant to be a blessing to other people. And
Mm-hmm.
so you just don't know how what he gives you is going to y'all seriously think about it. Think about the fact that what we're doing right now, the
Mm-hmm.
platforms that we're on right now, social media, that was a vision for somebody.
A vision.
That was, suppose they said, no, yeah, this little face thing, nah, I don't feel, I ain't gonna do it.
Uber. When you think about Uber,
It was a vision for
a
somebody.
vision. A
The
vision
chair that you're sitting in right now was a
was a
vision for
vision for
somebody.
somebody. Yeah. Apple
Was a vision.
was a vision.
And we ain't talking about the kind you bite into. Well, that was a
Amazon.
vision too. But
Yeah.
it was
Amazon,
a vision.
vision, all of this stuff, all of these things are visions.
Yeah,
And again, when you go back and you look at these people who created these visions, it did not happen overnight.
it did not
It
happen
took
overnight.
work. It was a process,
Yeah,
but they stuck to it. They were diligent, they were working it, and they had faith in their vision. Even I remember I heard who's the owner of Amazon, Bezos?
yeah.
Yeah. I remember he said people were
Yeah,
like,
we call him Jeff. Jeff.
Jeff, yeah, because Jeff, yeah. Jeff
Jeff.
got I'm part owner of
Jeff.
Amazon.
As much as Jeff shows up at my house, Jeff, you
Right,
Jeff.
right. um, I remember him saying that people literally thought he was crazy. Like, you gonna change the world with a warehouse full of providing stuff?
He did it.
Yo,
It's doing it.
it's doing it. you know, like our world is, but even down to, and I don't like to call visions small. They're
Right.
huge. I just read about a black girl who has a ride share
Mhm.
company now that she does at the airport or whatnot. I think it's just designated for airport rides or
Right.
whatnot. I'm not sure. But her vision, and now she was on Instagram last week or whatnot, and she was like, it's happening, and she was like, after all these years, but it's a vision. Pinky Cole, a vision. She says it all the time. It was my vision to do this, that, and the other. So you have things that, and y'all, let me tell y'all, it's so much in us. Oh my
It is.
goodness, it's so much in each one of us.
You try to be able to see
Um,
it.
yeah, you do. You really have to see it. You really have to see it. My mentor coach, I don't know if she's still on, Sophia Casey. She envisioned having her own school.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own school, you know? So it's like you have to see it. And it's gonna look crazy to other
To
people.
other people.
But those that lets you know those are the people that you wean out. I'm
Yeah.
just say it like that. Those are the people that you be
And
like,
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
yeah, like you gotta okay. You be like, bless your heart.
But think about it too. When you talk about those people who have these visions, who have these major corporations, think
Hmm.
about it. It's not just them. Think about
Hmm.
how many people they have employed.
Yes,
How
yes,
many people are eating and living based off of one person's vision.
right.
And so again,
Mm. Wow, that's deep.
I can't reiterate enough that it's
Yeah,
not, if you hold it to yourself, it's not just about you.
right. Yeah.
God gave you that to be a blessing to other people. And so,
Mm.
when you talk about the fact of it being too small, most of these cats started in their garage, man.
In
So
their
it's
garage.
like, you ain't gotta do start. Just start.
In a hotel room,
Start.
in your car, in a car. You just start. You just have to start. And
I
again,
was
doesn't
I
mean
was
that you have
listening
to do a
to
business.
Jonathan McReynolds, and
Uh-huh.
what am I, him and what's my dude name? What's dude name? Molly Music.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
they got a Grammy for their song "Moving On," right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so let me tell you how it happened. He was like, they were in a hotel room.
Mm.
They used the lamp. They used like towels to muffle the noise, and it was like they got a vision for this song.
Mm.
All right, let's do it.
Wow.
And so sometimes we feel like we have to be,
In the
in the
perfect space.
studio, and the
Yeah.
space has to be perfect. And I have to have this, it has to look like that. And so it was like, dude, you got a Grammy. Y'all got a Grammy
Grammy.
just by using what was accessible to you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so sometimes we're waiting for those things to come. And God is like, but I've given you everything you need for
Right.
what you need to do. Or
Right.
else I wouldn't have given you the vision.
Right. Exactly. And it doesn't have to be business or, a product. This could be
Right.
for your personal life. This could be for your family. This could be for your friends. It's what you want. And a lot of, again, as you stated, it doesn't have to be the perfect place, the perfect time, we always say, as long as you're breathing, that's the perfect time. When you're breathing, do it. Do it.
I'm gonna tell
Just
you,
do it.
it's some things I think we both can say. It's some things that have been put. I didn't see it. I never saw myself in the spaces that I am now.
Oh yeah, I
Even
definitely did.
now to like be on here talking,
Yeah, yeah.
you know me.
Right, right, right. Yeah, y'all. She just started back answering. No, not back. She just started answering phone calls.
My thing was, if it ain't Jesus calling, I hit you back.
She picked it up on the first ring, y'all.
Is it you? No. All right, I hit you back. Like
But you're
literally,
right.
it was just that
Yeah,
mode of just being shy and being
yeah,
to myself, and even me thinking it don't really matter, this, that, and
yeah,
the other. But to be in the spaces and the places where God has afforded me to be in,
yeah.
it's like, yo, you really have to think about. So this thing really is. It's about me, but it's not about me.
Exactly. Yeah,
It's about
yeah,
what God wants to do through you.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, I can't reiterate that enough. I get, we have these elaborate goals and elaborate visions, but
Hmm.
understand, even if you don't give God credit for it, you
Right.
gotta understand it ain't just come from you.
It didn't come from you.
Now
I
I'm
don't care
talking about
what
the good
happened.
stuff.
Right, right.
Now, if
Got
your
to be
vision is
good.
out here doing something that's not beneficial to people, that's destructive, that no,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
not gonna last.
it's not gonna last
It's
at
not gonna
all.
last. It's
It's
not
not.
gonna last. It's not
It's
gonna
not.
last. It's not
Yeah.
gonna last. So let's jump into the different kinds of vision
Yeah.
and different kinds of vision. And so y'all know I like to say that things that are in that show up in the natural, they have
Hmm.
spiritual connotations. And
Yeah.
so when you talk about vision, so here's the thing. Now, I don't know if I mean, we're encouraging everybody every year. I think you're supposed to get an eye exam. I think every year. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to
Every.
get an eye exam. That's the same thing with your vision, like with
Hmm.
your personal vision. You go to the doctor, you go to the optometrist or the eye doctor,
Yeah.
and they make sure that everything that it is in place. They make
Right.
sure that
Right.
there's no disease. They make sure that your sight is good. And so that's the same thing about your personal vision. You
Yeah.
have to at some point find those people or be directed to those people who are going to help to make sure that you are seeing the way that you should see.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely.
Sometimes it has to be, you have to have those circles. And
Yeah.
so, like I wear glasses, and let me tell you, if I were to take these off, you'd be like, okay, does she know the camera is this way? Because I'm gonna tell you, if I take these off,
Right. Right.
I would be cute.
Right. Right.
We're
Right.
looking in all the wrong directions because I can't see. Everything would be blurry.
Be like, is she
And
looking
so it's
at us?
right. It's like, okay, why she keep looking over there? The camera is over there.
Right.
She can't see. So, every year, you have to go to or you're encouraged to go to the eye doctor. And like I am I'm nearsighted.
Okay.
I'm nearsighted. So I see things close up, but I can't. I'm not gonna say I can't. I have difficulty
Okay.
seeing things far away. For some people, this is how you are in life. You see it
Mm.
close up.
Mm-hmm.
I see it
Mm-hmm.
because it's right here.
Right.
I see it because it's something I can manage. You are nearsighted.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to go beyond that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be able to see beyond where you are right now.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's good. Y'all better write that down. I
That
don't
was
know.
good. For some people, you are nearsighted and you're trying to
Yeah.
figure out why is it that I can't get more, or why am I not where I'm supposed to be? Because you're nearsighted.
Yeah.
Your
Mm.
vision is nearsighted. All you
Mm.
can see is right now.
Mm. Got me taking notes.
All you can see
Nearsighted.
is right here. All you can
Is
see is
it?
today.
That's it.
And
That's
so
scary.
literally, it's like, no, you got to see beyond this moment.
That's kind of
Even
scary
though we're
though.
not there yet, there is a tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't. Okay. I don't want to be nobody but nearsighted. I don't want to be. If you saying that,
There's a tomorrow.
yeah, because if they can only see what's in front of them, oh,
And
that's
and you got to be careful with that, because sometimes all you see in front of you is your past failures.
yeah, that's it. That's all.
Sometimes all you see is the people that are around you and
Mm-hmm.
their vision. You
Mm-hmm.
can't see far because their vision is clouding yours.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So you
that's
have to ask yourself, am I nearsighted?
that's a good one. You wrote that down.
Ah, am I nearsighted? Is it that I only see what's in front of me? Because I've dealt with, depression, and I've dealt with not being able to see beyond. And the last time I
Mm-hmm.
I tried to step out there, it didn't work.
Yeah.
So you have to check your vision.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to check your vision. And then you have the flip side, where some people are farsighted,
Mm-hmm.
where you can see far away, but you don't see the stuff that you need to check right now.
Mm. Ooh, you gonna step on folks' toes with that one.
Stepping on my own feet.
You gonna step on folks' toes.
You so busy, it's I'm getting that, and I'm getting this,
Yeah.
and I'm reaching for that. And
Right.
literally gotta say, hey.
Right.
Let's check your attitude right here in this
Yeah.
thing.
Let's clean up some things. Let's get
Yes,
some healing done. Let's get some
that
accountability
that
done.
part.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take some accountability. Let's do some maintenance. We gotta do some cleaning up and then maintenance and then going into that bit. Your vision is good. It's
It's
good.
good.
But
And
I
it's hard.
guarantee you it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work until you get some self until you clean up self,
Yeah.
because again, it's all in that mind shift.
It's a mindset. A lot of times, okay, let me pause and congratulate TaShon, because spring is Tuesday
Yes,
officially.
it is. It's marked on the calendar, the 19th, first day of
And,
spring.
and for those who don't know, she is
Already,
a spring person.
I
Like,
painted my fingernails and my toenails. I'm excited about spring this year.
spring is her thing, like colors, and
Yeah,
very bright colors
yeah,
that
very
would
bright.
match from head to toe.
I don't even know what the weather is like. Can I wear a dress? I haven't worn a dress in like because of the entrepreneurship, y'all. This is side conversation. Because of the entrepreneurship, I've been stuck in like my jeans and sweatshirts and stuff like that. But I haven't really. I know I haven't worn like a cute dress for the last two springs. Like I haven't celebrated, but I
Take
think I
your head,
know.
take your
I
feet. You
know. I know. Is I'm trying to tell you, but I feel like this spring I need to do it.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this spring
it's
because
it's a it's a new opportunity. It's fresh.
yeah,
It's a new
yeah,
opportunity.
yeah,
It's where things are being revitalized, and
yeah,
things are coming back to life and coming out. For some people, this is why we do this around this time of year. It's
yeah.
because you've been in hibernation.
Mm-hmm.
Your vision, you've tucked it away because it has not happened yet, and so your
Mm-hmm.
vision has been, you and your vision, you've been in hibernation. It's
Just
not
sitting
gonna
on the
work.
shelf.
I
Yep.
don't have the money for it. I don't have the
Mhm.
time for it. This, that, I'm too tired. I'm too this. I'm too drained. The way the world is not gonna happen. I'm not. And
Mhm.
so literally, it is this that time before the spring happens in the natural where
Yeah.
we're saying, hey, come from out of hibernation.
Right. And that was
Get
a
it off
time
the
where you're
shelf.
supposed to work your vision.
Yeah, get it off the
You
shelf.
know, pandemic was a
Yes,
perfect example of when you saw people, when people said, I don't know how they started a business. Well, guess what they did prior to that pandemic? They had written all of this down. They just didn't know when it was going to happen. And pandemic was that year, that season for a lot of people to open up what they had put down on paper prior to it. Prior. And one of the people that did that is our very own Dr. Gena. She literally launched her ministry in the beginning of the pandemic or the middle of the pandemic?
it was October 2020.
Oh, yeah. So we were like, now we were shut down around
And
the time.
I'm like, I had written everything down, this and the other. And it was like, okay, God, just let us know the timing. Okay, 2020.
Right, right.
Excuse me, unreadiness. So, you know how you talk to guys sometimes, you're like, hey,
Yeah,
you know, God, I just want to, no disrespect, but
right,
you do know it's a pandemic, right?
right.
As if he didn't know. But it was like, so you still want this to happen?
But
And
you had written this down years
years
prior.
ago. And
Right.
you're thinking, oh, yeah, we'll just wait till the pandemic is over.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't realize it was gonna be in this thing for years. And so it was
This month marks 4 years
it'll be
ago.
4 years.
4 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Four
So
years ago.
it's where either the choice was to be obedient
Mm-hmm.
or to be disobedient. It's like, well, because of what's happening in the natural, we just gonna put this on hold.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
literally it was like, that's not what I told you to do. So
Right.
again, your vision may not be popular.
Oh no, it's
It may
not.
not be popular and people may not understand it,
Yeah.
but because it is what God has given to you, he already knows. Like he knew the pandemic was gonna hit.
Right, right, right,
So
right,
it was, hey, now let me tell you, I'm not saying that I've always been this way.
right.
Sometimes, sometimes you and God have these conversations
Oh
like,
yeah.
um,
You be like Jesus. Now,
you
so,
want me to,
I love the fact that we are transparent with that because
yeah,
in this vision walk, this space, once you brain dump and once you have it out there and once you made a commitment to your vision, once you made a commitment to that thing that becomes your priority or whatnot, then here comes the process, here comes the work. And that work is when you're going to be like, forget it. I just forget it. That's going to be your test. That is your test. Because again, it's not to say it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I wish I could say it's going to be easy. I'll be the first one to be like, make it easy for myself. And I know Dr. Gena would have been like, oh, I want to make it easy. But it is not easy. It is not easy for you to stay focused on your vision when the world is still moving, when the
yeah,
world is operating, when your family and friends are operating on in the normal and they're doing things, and when you got to make sacrifices for your vision, when you have to do, just do the unthinkable or
yeah,
just really say no to certain things and people and all of this, but you have a goal,
yeah,
going back to the car, that if you have to pay for a car, you're going to end up having to save money, right? You got to save money. That means you got to sacrifice some things to get what you want. So if you're out there still going to Starbucks, as our good financial planner Jay Ray said, you broke. You can't get nothing. So
that's
I had to do
affordable.
what? What did I have to do? I had to stop going to Starbucks.
Yeah,
You know, I had to stop eating out. Like, and this took 6 months to a year to prepare me for what I wanted on my vision. And that was a car, there was some other things or whatnot, that was a business. But I had to start with that work. So I'm pretty sure, like with you, you had to make some major sacrifices. You had to make some major decisions for you and your family for your vision. And
Tell you,
always, it's not Instagram pretty.
it's not,
Okay.
it's not. Let me tell you, it was transitioning from one ministry to starting a new ministry.
Yeah.
It was, even at home dealing with health issues,
Yeah.
it was having a toddler. It was,
Yeah.
it was going, still working full time. It was,
Yeah.
you know, um, being a doctoral student. It was
Yeah.
all of those things. And
Hmm.
so, regardless of what I had going on, God was like, yeah, this is the time. And you like, the time for what?
Right.
You don't see all this stuff I got going on.
Right.
But
Right.
literally, it was, and not only that, it was the whole piece of, okay, so we'll do it virtual. That's not what I told you to do.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you want me to go into a building that can't nobody come into?
Right. Right.
And so again, being obedient is not going to look like that. But even doing all of that, it afforded us to get all of the things, people just started donating to our ministry.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we have the things that we need. And
Right.
even though we were no longer, we did not stay in the building that long, it was
Right.
where it was like, okay, for that purpose, you're
Yeah.
there to get all the things that I want you to get. Now come on out.
Yeah.
And so literally, it may not look, to some people, it may have seemed like a failure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to get past the
That,
vision
oh
of
my gosh, say that again.
you have to get past the vision of other people. So we talked about
Yeah.
nearsightedness, we talked about farsightedness, and then there's that peripheral vision where you can see
Hmm.
it out the corner of your eye. Some
Hmm.
people you're gonna have to leave in the corner of your eye and just keep going.
Woo. Woo.
It's like, yeah, I see you on the sidelines.
Right.
I
Right.
got
Right.
you gotta stay focused.
Yeah.
Some things and some people you just gonna have to leave in your peripheral view.
Oh, child.
I see you out the corner of my eye. I can't turn to the left right now. I can't turn to the right now because I'm focused.
Mm.
So your vision, you have to be in a space where you stay focused. And I
Yeah.
love the fact you said something a couple of minutes ago about your personal, like your actual physical space.
Yeah.
And so even in that, when you have that vision, prepare you a space. I don't know if it's a corner in your room or
Hmm.
some place where you can see that thing, where you can pick up that notebook, where you can have those constant reminders
Yeah.
of where you're going.
Right. Right.
And again, I mean, just like with people, out of sight, out of mind.
Out of my, that's it. Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind. If
Yeah.
you don't see, it's like, no, we cool, we with it. Let them not see you for a couple of years or months.
Right.
Out of mind.
Right. Right.
And so
Yeah.
it's the same thing sometimes with your vision. If you put it where you can't see it, if you put it kind of out of sight, you forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have to start the whole process over,
All over.
and it's like, then that's when your frustration comes in.
Yes. You
'Cause you're
get
like, I just
frustrated
stuck with
because
it.
you feel like you failed. You feel like you're
Yeah.
so far behind. And it's not that the vision does not work.
Right.
Again, like you said, you have to work it.
You have to work it.
You have to
It's
work
not a
it. So
magic board, y'all. It's not a
we
magic board.
it's not. It's
It's
not,
not.
it's not magic, but it's manifestation.
Ooh, gotta change them M's.
It's
Gotta
not
change
magic, but
the
it's
M's.
manifestation. If you want it to manifest, you have
Yeah.
to do some things. And we
Yeah.
love to quote scripture, faith without works is dead. Okay, we'll get the working and faithing.
Right.
Get the faithing and working. It goes together.
It goes together. I think people miss that part. They miss
Yeah.
that part. It's like it will manifest, it will come too, but along with your faith, you still gotta work.
Gotta
You
work.
gotta work it. It's
Yeah.
like me saying, okay, I want this successful coaching business, and I'm just relying on the business coaches and all the little things, and it's just sitting right here in my notebook. How am I gonna be somebody's coach and I ain't picked up nothing to study? I don't know. I'm not learning terminology. I'm not learning the
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
None of that. I'm just like, oh, well, I said I'm going to be a coach and I'm going to be a
Yeah.
coach. No, you got to work that. So it comes with that dedication. It comes with that faith. It comes with that, what's the word I'm looking for? It comes with that commitment. It
It
comes
does.
with that sacrifice.
It
It
does.
comes with um it just comes with, yeah.
Yeah,
You just, that
all
with
of it.
that tunnel vision, right?
You have to have tunnel vision.
Yeah, you have to have that tunnel vision.
Remember, remember one year when we were doing the one word piece?
Yeah.
Sometimes your vision just may be that one word.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
again, it may not be a whole lot of pictures and glue sticks and
Right.
glue guns. Like, you know, my son was like, "Hey, mom, I need a hot glue gun. You 6, why you need a hot glue gun?"
Right. No,
You
Logan,
know,
I
so
did not
it
have to go.
so you know, it may not come with the hot glue gun and this, that, and the other, but I don't, that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
But it's where, you know, just you may just have that one word vision for your family, for your
Mhm.
kids, or for
Mhm.
your marriage, or for your
Yeah.
relationship, or for your business. And so again, what we're saying is it does not have to look like somebody else's. You know, your vision is tailor-made, like you said, it's customized to what God wants for you. And I
Yeah.
cannot stress that enough. You know, I know we're living in a world where people don't give God credit for it, but how you get the brain?
Right.
You didn't
Yep.
create the brain yourself.
You sure enough science didn't create it.
Right. And so it's
I ain't
where,
create
you
my
know,
brain.
you have to give, you know, even though people may, here's the thing, even though you say people have done all of these things, these fantastic things, these inventions and everything,
Yeah.
you still have to put them in their proper perspective. You
Yeah.
still have to put them in their proper place. And so, you know, oftentimes we will begin to idolize the people, the inventor.
Mm, mm,
You
mm,
know, we will make idols out of the inventor
mm,
instead of thanking God for the invention.
mm. Right.
And
Yeah.
so we have to be mindful to really put things in their proper perspective. For those who are joining us, again, we're an hour in. We want to say thank you for joining us.
Yes.
I'm here with Coach TaShon, the relationship coach, and I'm Dr. Gena Crawford of LSC, TPE, PT, P2, A through Z, all letters. And so we are talking about from vision to victory, how to move from seeing it to things being becoming and being a reality. So we want to thank you for joining us. We're going into our second hour. And we want to ask that you like, love, and share.
And share it. Share
So if
it.
you have any questions for those who are watching, feel free to ask us any questions. Feel free. Thank you for those who've been commenting in the comments area. If you have any questions that you want to ask about, you know, vision, about what we're doing, now let me tell you, we don't have all the answers.
Yeah. We just got, some experience.
We don't have all the answers,
We
but
ain't got
we'll
answer.
try our best, you know, to do to help you out. So again, this is something that we've been doing for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
What do you say? Let me ask you this. What would you say to people who are just like you are tapped out? Like
Oh.
literally, I've had visions before.
And they just,
And it's not so much tapped out because of failure.
yeah.
Like you are tapped out because you're overwhelmed sometimes by the success of your vision.
Mm.
What do you say to them? What would you say to those people? Like they're like literally everything that I put down, it happens, but now it's like, yo, can we slow this thing down? I don't want
Yeah.
to put nothing else down.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say to those people, it's okay to revisit
Mm-hmm.
those visions. If they're happening now, and you're like, and you really didn't expect it to happen, but it did happen. You expected it, but you're like, oh wow, okay, everything is happening now that I
Yeah,
asked for. Like,
yeah,
okay, okay.
and fast.
Right. So now your next vision would be to ask God to show you how to manage everything, how to put
Mm-hmm.
everything in place. So, that's when you go in and you have an accountability partner, or,
Mm-hmm.
you connect with us and to say, okay, how do I manage this now? So now my prayer, my vision is, show me how to manage all of this. Show me how not to get overwhelmed by the blessings,
Yeah,
because they do happen, you all. It will happen. And sometimes we're not prepared for the happening, because
yes.
we're shocked ourselves, which we shouldn't be. And I'm guilty. There's something I'm working on, because I'm like, oh wow,
It
that is
really
happening.
happened.
And it's like, well, why are you shocked? Because you did
Yeah,
ask God and he did say it. So why are you shocked? But us, I guess, as humans, we're like, oh
it
wow,
really
okay,
happened.
it really happened. Like what? So now you have to ask God and you stay, because once your vision happens, you don't lose touch. You don't put it to the side, because again, it's elevation in each vision that you've written down, whatever you put down. So now you ask him, okay, what am I to do? How do I maintain it? How do I keep
Mhm.
this going
That
without feeling
wisdom.
overwhelmed?
Yeah.
What is it? Who are the people that need to be in my space in this season for that vision? Because that vision may be temporary. That may be a seasonal vision, or whatnot. So you can close that out and get ready for the next vision, and so forth. So this is where you really start having to talk with God and ask him how to let me create a balance. Help me to create a personal balance, because again, your balance is not going to look like everybody's work life balance or whatnot.
Yeah.
So now you have to ask him, show me how to balance these visions,
Yeah.
because I expected it, but I wasn't sure how it was going to look. I thought it was going to be one thing at a time, but thank you, Lord. You gave them to me, Tabitha Brown taught something. She was referring to that. She was like, she didn't know she knew she had written it down and talked about it years prior, but boom, it took off just like that,
Right.
and she credits God for the visions and all of that. And so she was like, okay, I had to ask God to help me to manage these visions and
Mhm.
everything I asked for, because I didn't see all of this coming. It's like you don't see all of that coming. And it's not a bad thing. It's
Right.
just that, you're like, okay, all right. And then you become excited, and so
Yeah.
forth. So you really do have to ask God, okay, help me to breathe. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Listen, I want to do this thing the right way, and I want to
The right way.
continue to, but show me now how to manage it.
And then you can't be arrogant with it.
Yes,
It's
yes,
like you
yes,
can't be arrogant with it where it's like, "Oh, I've arrived. I've got what I
yeah,
prayed for. I got what I wanted." And it's like, wait a minute. Don't get arrogant with it. You have to remain humble. You
yeah,
have to remain the fact of, or just the idea of, you didn't do this yourself. And
yeah.
so what I found is, when all things are coming together at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of
Yeah,
wisdom. It takes a lot of balancing, like you said, the management piece. And sometimes I think it's purposeful, because God is like, you have to depend on me.
yeah, yeah,
You cannot get this done without depending on me. Now you can depend on, try to depend on other people, but
yeah.
other people have their own things going on. So,
Mhm.
the things that you have going on, you have to depend on me. And it's interesting how you brought up the fact that when it happens, we're surprised.
Yeah, yeah,
And I don't know if anybody out there who's listening or watching, and I don't know about you, it's like sometimes, literally, y'all, it's like when things happen, I have these moments where it's like, you heard me?
yeah. It's like, oh, you did
You
answer
was
the question.
listening?
It's like, oh, okay, okay. So, okay. So, what do I do now? Like,
But
yeah,
then it's like, well, let me be careful with my words, because oh, you heard. Oh, you heard.
yeah,
Okay, well, you
yeah,
heard
yeah. That's why
that?
you
Oh,
really have to be careful what you ask for,
words.
and
Yeah.
what you really want, because we want all of this stuff. We want what other people have or whatnot. Then okay, he gonna give it to you, and you don't know how to handle it.
You
You
don't.
you
You
don't know
know?
how to handle because you're thinking it looks so good and easy for the next person. They
Yeah.
ask whatever, but what you didn't see was them. What's the song? What's the where Mary said they were on their knees, they're
Yeah.
praying behind the scenes. Yes, that's what that
So you
is.
got them checks with a whole lot of zeros, and they say, "You
Yeah,
mad at me?"
it comes with that territory of you being faithful and staying in front of your vision, looking at it, talking to it, just rocking with it. It's you and your vision,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it comes, but you're right, you're like, oh, you heard me, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool,
Yeah.
okay, so
It
now,
humbles you. Like,
yeah,
it really does, because you
yeah,
you really have to be careful because it's like, oh, God ain't like, it's like, no, it's like, oh wow. I want
Yeah.
to I want to shift a little bit. A couple of weeks ago when we were in Bible study, we were talking, and
Mm-hmm.
then it came up. Robert was like, "You are the vision board,"
Mm-hmm.
and we were
Mm-hmm.
like, "Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah.
what?"
Mm-hmm.
So when we think in terms of vision board, we think of paper,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
pictures, like we said, the glue sticks,
Yeah.
the,
Magazines.
yeah, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And when he dropped that, it was like,
Yeah.
say it again.
Yeah.
He
You
was
are
like,
the vision board.
sometimes you are the vision board for somebody
Mm-hmm.
else.
Mm-hmm. You really are when you think about it, because you're living out what God promised you and what he, said that he would do. And, so now you have other people like, oh, wait a minute. She opened, she launched her ministry in the middle of pandemic.
They're looking at you.
And this
Yeah.
is what she looks like. Or it's like, oh wow, she actually left her job of teaching over 28 years to pursue her business. This is what she looks like. Yeah, because you're sticking with you have to have that obedient
Yeah.
ear, and that eye. You have to be, again, it just goes back to the commitment, the
Yeah.
when you say yes, when you write this down. So that's why you have to be responsible in what you're putting down on that paper. We say about the words have power.
Words
So
matter.
the words that you're
Yeah.
transferring to the paper, from you to the paper, they have power. And that's why I love computer too. I love technology. I like typing, but I also love writing.
Yeah, that paper pencil thing is powerful.
And I don't know if it's because old school or whatever. I just love writing it, and I see it once I write it down. And there have been times where I'll write something down and I scratch it out and throw the paper away, because I'm like, I really don't want to touch that right now. I don't want that right now, because that means once I write this down, now I've made a choice. I've
It's
made
a
a
commitment.
commitment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like he's gonna hold you accountable.
Yeah, yeah, he really is. What did you say? The one word, when we did the one word,
Yeah.
it wasn't like you didn't say, "Well, okay, I need the one word right now." No, you made us look, you made us research, you made us pray over time. It wasn't a one night. Okay,
Mhm.
now I need your one word. Mm-mm.
And that word, because that word, with that word comes accountability and responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, don't tell me right now,
Right,
pray about it.
right,
What is that one word for you? Don't let it be whatever's trending now. What
right.
is that
Oh my
one word
gosh.
for you?
Yeah.
And so it was where, research that thing. Think about what is the root of that word?
Mm-hmm.
What is the etymology of that word?
No,
What
she
is
make
the
you do work.
place? You
Okay,
got
she make
to.
you
You
do
got
work.
to. And I think for a lot of us, that's how we give up so easily,
Yeah, yeah,
because we don't take a look at, when you're given a vision, study it.
yeah, yeah.
Study it.
Oh,
Study
yeah.
what it takes. Like you said, Google the information, find the
Right.
people who've done it.
Yeah,
And again, it may not look like somebody else's, but hone in on it. God, what does this look like? What does this look like for me?
yeah. I think,
What does
what was
this
my
mean?
word last year? Consistency. My
Yeah.
word for the last 2 years have been consistency. Y'all, why y'all think I was showing up every with the Truth Moment Tuesdays and all of that?
You gotta be consistent.
It was the
Every word.
consistency. I had a lot of stuff going on,
Yeah.
but that word consistency, it didn't mean just in the good times, that
Right.
in the troubled times as well, because that's part of the vision. I think my word this year, one of my words is big,
Yeah.
you know, and
Believing
it's,
in God.
yeah, and it's like, okay, whoo, but that means it's more work to be done when you writing these words down. So you
Oh,
really
definitely.
have to be careful with what you say and what you write down.
You
It
do.
is that
You
accountability
do.
piece. you
Because
know?
our word for our church this year is intentionality.
Yeah,
So
intentionality.
being
Yeah.
intentional. And
Yeah.
so literally that word, even though it's a word for the ministry, for the church, it
Mhm.
literally, God was like, hey, it has to start with you.
Mhm.
If you're
Mhm.
the pastor, if you're the leader, if you're one that I put over that, it has to start with you. And
Yeah.
so literally every day I wake up with that word at the forefront of my mind.
Mhm.
Hey, 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 today, remember, you got to be intentional.
You got to be intentional.
When it's like, I don't want to, hey,
Got to be intentional.
intentional.
Going through whatever, you got to be
Intentional.
intentional. You
Remember,
got
you
to
are the
show
vision
up.
board.
You are the vision board.
You are the
Because
vision
here it
board.
is. What would y'all think of if we both came on here? Oh, the woe is me. Woe with
Sad,
this, that, and the other. And we
frustrated.
looking a hot mess and this, that, and the other. You wouldn't be listening to us, right?
And look, every answer to the question is I don't know. I'm trying to figure out
Right. You wouldn't be listening. We're telling you from our own
experience.
experiences through the I don't like to say good, bad, and ugly. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
it was good, bad,
bad,
ugly,
ugly.
indifferent, nasty, stinking, fun. It was all of that. Funky. It was all it's okay. It was all of that.
It's and that's the beauty of it because you're like, okay, it's like, oh, I was consistent through this thing. Because when you look back, I don't know about you, but I look back on the thing, I'd be like, girl, you did that. Like we've been rolling, and you have
Yeah,
to give yourself a pat on the back. You have to celebrate, because those are big accomplishments off your
yeah.
vision. You know, they may be small to others, and I really want us to one of my mottos is I don't the whole my haters are my motivators. That's not me. My supporters are my motivators, right? And so that is who keeps me going on this journey, right? So I have to show up not only for myself, but I show up and show out for you all. So it just imagine if we came on here today, girl. What we gonna talk about today? I don't know about this whole vision thing. That's not that. First of all, that's not godly. And second of all, the words that you speak again, going back to what Robert said, you are a vision
Vision
board.
board.
You're walking. So if you're walking and talking negatively,
It's not gonna work.
it's not gonna work. It's gonna be, oh, that
Not
they
gonna work.
want she a vision board. I don't want that.
Yeah.
If that's how she looking and acting and feeling, I don't want that.
And I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you just tapped into that. Like even your not that you say that you glory in, a person's appearance or whatever, but your
Mm-hmm.
appearance does matter. Like when you show up and it's like you show up all toe up and
Yeah.
just looking just distraught and you have your moments, we're
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna act like
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
You have your moments, but if that's how you show up all the time, remember when we did Cosmo Soul and we would talk about, I know it's popular now, but we were
Yeah.
talking about representing.
Right. Right. Right.
No shade, no shade. But we were talking about, how every time you walk out that door, when you open your mouth, you are representing.
Yeah.
You're representing Christ to somebody.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it is where, hey, I can't be looking all toe up and toe back and crying all the time.
Mm-mm.
And what was me? I mean, you have those moments.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, those moments are your moments of your private time with God, where it's like
Yeah.
in those moments you can be as toe up and toe back as you want to be.
Listen. Had some toe up moments recently. It's like,
And
woo,
you let them get it. Well, I can't have. I mean, the
the
tissue
snot.
and the you ain't even got no. It's like you done ran out of tissue
Right,
that's coming out by this point, and you just taking the. You don't even take the shirt until you just
right.
feel
You just,
done, and just like
I'm tired.
I
That
don't want to
I
do
don't want
this
to do this no
no more.
more.
You let
But
everybody else get by. Why I can't get? And so you have those moments. We're not saying that you don't, but it is where that's why you have to stay in His presence because it's
yeah,
like, yeah, God, you told me to do this, and this it's funny because I literally just had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were
mhm.
like, she was like, Gena, I said to God, she told me what she said, and she said this that answer that I got.
Yeah,
And she was like, And so I'm waiting, we're waiting on her to say something. She was like, no,
Yeah.
that was the answer. It was just like,
Yeah.
I already told you, I already said what I said to you. So just get
Yeah.
yourself up, clean yourself. Go get you some tissue.
Yeah.
Clean yourself up. You good now? Okay, now go ahead and keep doing what I told you to do.
Yeah. And that's what you have to do. And it's so good. God is so good. He allows you that moment, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
He allows you that moment. And
Oh, what
sometimes
better
I know,
place to
yeah,
have those moments?
yeah. He allows you to have that moment because he knows it could be frustrating and
Yeah,
hard and all of that. We're humans,
yeah,
right? You know, we're here, and he knows the passion and that we have for our visions, for again, for whatever. It doesn't have to be a wanting a business or
right, right,
wanting material
right.
things. You want a vision for your family.
Yeah,
You may want a vision for your husband or your wife or your husband, your
yeah,
mate. You want a vision for your career.
yeah,
You want a vision. You have a vision for, like, I have a vision for my friends.
yeah,
So you're just passionate about wanting these things, all of this to happen, but it comes with the territory of, should I say, how bad do you want it, or what are you really willing to make that sacrifice? Are you really ready to go to the end for your vision? Are you really ready to just be all in
yeah,
for your vision? And that's the part where many people do get discouraged, and they feel, like you said earlier, they feel discouraged, they feel depressed, they feel, because it's not working, or they feel like it's not working. But what's
right.
the scripture? Romans 28:8. Is it Romans 28:8 or
Romans,
eight
Romans
twenty eight?
8:28.
8:28. I'm getting good, y'all. I'm
Okay,
getting
you got the numbers. You got
I
the
have got
numbers.
the numbers but mixed up. But when he talks about it'll work good, it's gonna work for you all together, right? I'm paraphrasing, y'all.
No, you're good. And it's like, all
It's
things
gonna
are working
work,
together for the good of
but
those who love God and call according to his purpose. And the
but
thing is, the things are working, but are you?
exactly. And how are you faithful to him to work it? Are you gonna believe in him to? And here's the thing too: a lot of the people outside in the world, they use God's principles on the vision.
Say that one more again.
They do. They use God's principles on vision. They tell you, write it down. Habakkuk, they tell you, oh, I wrote this down. I wrote this down as a kid. I wrote this down while in college and I dropped out. I
And
wrote
I've
this
spoken
down.
into the universe and the atmosphere. And God is like,
Right. They said they spoke it into the universe. No, you spoke it to God and God blessed you. Now you're acting a fool. You don't know how to act with it.
I'm telling you. So it really is. You have to have those moments where you're just like, and we're saying too, be honest about how you feel.
Yeah.
Don't fake it, because people can tell when you're faking stuff. Don't
Yeah.
fake it.
Yeah.
You have to be real about it. I want to jump into these few words when we're talking about your vision board. So the first one I want to talk about real quick is provision.
Mm.
Provision.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, vision is how you see things. And so when you talk about provision, you're talking about that supply.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we kind of give up on the vision because we don't see the provision.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
how am I going to do this? How
How
is
am I
this going
gonna
to
do
work?
it?
And
Yeah.
so it is the supply. It talks about him supplying all of your needs according to his
Yeah.
riches in glory through Christ Jesus. That's how you're going to get it.
Right.
You're gonna
Right.
get it through Christ Jesus. And so,
Right.
sometimes not to say that you over spiritualize things, but every good and perfect gift comes from God. He's not going to withhold it from you. If
Yeah.
I gave you a vision that's going to not only give him glory, but to be a blessing to other people, I got you, basically, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like, I got you. I have the provision. Sometimes it's going to take you to work for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes other times he has people in place to say, hey, here you go.
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
Sometimes it's you meeting people.
Yeah. Out that comfort zone, getting out the comfort zone.
It's you meeting people. And so
Yeah.
that's something clearly, being transparent. One of my cousins called me this week and she was like, Gena, I need to get out and meet people.
Yeah.
I was like, I know. I said, I know I need to. I said, but you know what? After you talk all day,
Yeah.
and when you around people all day, I said, sometimes you don't feel like peopling. I said,
Mm-hmm.
I have to prepare to people.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to prepare to people. And it's no mean I don't love y'all. It's
Right.
just, I know that I have to be in the mind, like I said, it's a mindset. I have
Right.
to be in the mindset. Again, I don't depend on myself. I
Yeah.
have to depend on God to do it. And so when you're talking about vision, provision, it's
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes you're looking around, God, this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is big. This is more than I can handle. And
Mm-hmm.
guess his response sometimes is, I know.
Right. Right.
That
Yeah.
means you got to depend on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk about on your end provision. How have you seen
Ooh.
provision activated in your vision? And have there been times you're just like, okay, I don't really see it, but I'll do it
Not to get personal, but you know,
anyway.
I'm waiting now.
Like, I don't see it, but
I
I'm
don't
gonna
see it,
get
but
out here and do
okay. All right, Jesus. I mean that is part of the walk. Um, when I left a job after over 25, 27 years. And so we've been so, for me, I relied on that,
it. Mhm.
paycheck, insurance or whatnot, all of that. And so you plan, you prepare, you're like, okay, I got it. He said to do this. You're going to start the business and you're going to boom, boom, boom. So you prepare. But what happens is because you're still in the mindset that, okay, well, I still have all of this.
Yeah.
I'm secured enough. Up to
Yeah.
6 months to a year, I'm secured. I have these things in place. I have the systems in place. Then what happens? Boom, life. Something happens that takes away all of your security that you had from prior. So
Yeah.
now you have to look up to the heavens and be like, "Oh, okay. Provide. I did not, it's like you don't see, you hear about it and you
Yeah.
see it with other people. You're like, oh, he provides for other people, da da da. But you really have to believe it for yourself as well.
Mhm.
Your vision takes you believing in yourself and believing in the vision
Right.
as hard as you believe in other people. And that was something that I struggled with for these last few years. I believe for everybody else, right? I believe their visions or whatnot. So I struggle with believing my own vision and what God could provide for me during this journey. So it starts again in the the mindset. So you have to shift that. You have to literally take some time. You have to and be honest with yourself. You know, and what is it that your mom always say? Ask God to help you with your unbelief.
Yeah.
You know, help
Yeah.
you with your unbelief on this journey because it's like, Lord, I really don't see it. I see it one way, but it's not working out like that,
Yeah.
So help me to see it your way, or like, give me what I'm supposed, because this vision, it
It's bigger than you sometimes.
right.
A lot
I'm
of
like,
a lot of
this
time,
vision
oftentimes.
is, yeah, it's like it's cloudy.
Yeah.
It's becoming confusing right now.
Yeah.
It's becoming what's the word I'm looking for? It's becoming desperate.
Yeah.
I'm operating in desperation, and I'm rushing the vision. So
Yeah.
now I need you to provide that, that provision. I need that right now because I'm not seeing the bigger picture. And so you have to step back, and again, you have to stay in constant prayer with and we're gonna talk about the circles of friends that you have to have. Yeah, that is major. Like you have to be surrounded by people that are going to speak
Yeah.
life into you
Yeah.
and your vision. Even if they don't understand, they understand that you have a vision from God. They
Right.
may not understand the intricacies, the all of the details, but they understand that it's from God. And so they have to, they have a pivotal role in your life and in your vision walk. But so yeah, you have to ask God, like, because your human vision you can see it, but sometimes you can't see it that far.
Near sight.
So
Yeah.
yeah. It's like you can't
Nearsighted.
see it that far. So then you begin to panic.
Yeah.
You begin to be like, okay. I wait a minute. I can only see right here. Wait a minute. Wait. On the paper, I wait a minute. My money is running out. My job, all of these things. But God is like, just stay focused. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
focused.
Stay
Put the
focused.
what do the horses have on? The
They have
blinder.
those blinders on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
It's
can't
like
touch.
even if they look to the left or to the right, you can't see them but the blinders.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what you have to do on this walk with your vision.
And you're talking about provision. Pro means that forward vision. You have to
Yeah,
move forward thinking, knowing that the supply is there, knowing that it has already been laid out, but you have to depend on God to say, okay, how are you going to do this?
yeah,
And sometimes again, he puts it where we cannot depend on ourselves. We can depend
yeah,
on our own finances or our own health, or like you talked about before. It takes some physical stamina to be able to do this as well. So my prayer now, y'all, included in my prayer, and this just dawned on me, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
mm-hmm.
I pray for energy. I pray for my energy
Yeah,
level.
yeah,
God, give me the stamina, give me the energy to do all the things that you're calling me to do.
yeah.
Not just the money, not just the,
Mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm,
place, or not just the time. I
mm-hmm.
need energy to do this.
Energy, right? Because it's like the what you want me to do. I'm gonna need energy, and I
Give
need
me
the natural
the
energy.
physical ability,
Yeah,
give me the mental stamina, even the mental stamina
yeah,
to do this, because sometimes it takes a lot of thought, it takes a lot of processing.
yeah.
And so all of those things are necessary. In provision is not just always about money.
Right. Yeah,
We when we're talking about vision, we oftentimes, not everybody, but oftentimes we go straight to the monetary piece. And
right.
sometimes you might have the money, but you may not. Okay, God, I need time to do this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need help. You
yeah.
posted the other day, like, hey, what help?
Right. And that's on my
Who
vision.
help?
It's like, hey, I need some help, but I need the
Yeah,
right help. You
the
send me the
right
right
help,
help.
the right help,
You
the right help.
send me the right help that I need for what you have me doing.
Yeah,
And you have to be patient with that. So I'm being patient with that because I need help. But am I going to act in desperation? Am I going to go out there and do it
yeah,
on my own? No, because now I'm mature, not only in my mental and age wise, but spiritually, I'm mature now to know that no, I have to wait on, especially for what he has me doing. I can't
yeah.
have everybody and anybody in my presence or
You
what
can't.
what is to do. Same thing with you. It's like you can't have everybody and anybody in your presence of what God placed in you. So you do have to ask for that. The energy level, that's been one of my prayers. All
Yeah,
like
you
it's
have to have
like
an energy level for it.
give me energy. And then one of my prayers personally has been, and uh, I've asked God to help me rest as well. So that, you guys, is on my vision board
Providing
as
rest,
well,
time to rest.
is to accept resting
Yeah,
and know how to rest,
yeah.
because the world tells you, oh, you got to grind,
Keep going.
you got to keep
24/7.
going. I'm
Keep
like, yo, I'm
24/7.
sleepy. you know, I'm sleepy. What's that? People always say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. No, I don't want to sleep when I'm dead. I don't,
So
that's
if
not
I
my
sleep
vision,
when I'm dead, how am I get up and do the work?
right? That's not my vision. So in my personal vision book, I have God, and I could share this with you all because it is part of that. Like she said, it's not always monetary,
Yeah,
but one of the provisions I'm asking him, help me to rest
yeah,
and get the proper rest, not only in the physical, but in the spiritual as well.
yeah,
Let me rest on you and let me rest peacefully
yeah,
so I can get up the next day and do what I'm supposed to do.
yeah.
I can't, I think it was last month or so, or a couple of months ago now. It may have been last month. I was looking toe up. My eyes, swollen. I've got bags under my eyes because I hadn't taken the time to
To
do
rest.
to rest and to really, do some self-care for myself. I can give it to everybody else, but I hadn't
Yeah,
And so resting is part of that provision
Yeah.
that I had to put on in the vision book. Like, I need some rest, Lord. So help me to rest and rest properly
And you
so
got
that
to
I can
trust
do it.
God that it's going to get done.
Yes, yes, yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
like that's something that, my husband's like, hey, go to bed.
yeah, yeah.
No, I gotta. And so we have this thing where I end up on the couch like this.
See,
And he's like, hey, the
yeah,
park is closed.
right, right.
The park is closed up. So I was downstairs. We had a seminar for church this morning.
Right.
And so I went downstairs to grab something to eat afterwards. And literally, I was sitting downstairs, had finished eating and having a conversation
Mhm.
with my mom and that kind of thing. And so Logan was like, Ma, I came downstairs to talk to you, but you were sleeping. I said, no, I wasn't sleeping. I was napping. He said, no, you were sleeping.
You were sleeping.
And so, you have to even recognize that when you're tired, look,
Yeah,
just go to sleep.
yeah. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep and don't pretend. Sometimes we wear ourselves out. Like you said, when you're tired, you don't think clearly.
You
When
don't.
you're tired, you make poor decisions. And
Yes,
so, it doesn't make sense.
yeah.
I remember when I was in school and just trying to finish a paper,
Mhm.
literally, I would be tired. I'm
Mhm.
typing and I go back and reading like, this makes no
No,
sense.
you did type. You did type a whole nother paragraph. Don't have nothing to do with.
Makes no sense. And sometimes y'all might think this is funny, not true. Literally, sometimes I would fall asleep on the keyboard and I wake up, it was like J J J J J J J J J, and I didn't realize I fell asleep.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
part of that too was because I procrastinated.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it was like, oh, I'll get to it. Oh, I'll
Yeah,
get to it. Oh, I'll
yeah,
get to it. And by the time I got to it, I was so tired
yeah,
until it was like, it made absolutely no sense. And
yeah.
so, we're saying provision is more than just money. For your vision, don't just solely think monetarily.
Right,
There's
right.
so much more that comes along with it. The next word I want to tap into is revision.
Mm. Mm.
Hey, D.
Hey, Didi.
Revision. Can I tell y'all the truth about tonight? Can we be transparent about
Yeah,
tonight?
we better.
So y'all, seriously, so y'all saw the flyers going out, and we've been posting flyers about, from vision to victory, this and the other. So here's the thing: this
Yeah,
is supposed to be a Zoom presentation.
yeah, yeah,
It was supposed to be a Zoom presentation. Normally we don't charge or anything like that, and so
yeah.
this year was like, oh, invest in yourself $20. Can I tell you? Can I be transparent? Remember I sent you a text last night. I was like, hey, did nobody sign up?
Nobody signed up.
And she was like, dang. And let me tell you, when you talk about revision,
Oh,
that means sometimes you have to go back and look at this thing again.
yeah. And
And
what we
so
say, show must go on.
we were texting back and forth, and it was
Mhm.
like, you know what? No, we're not finna cancel. So
Yeah,
literally, I was like, God, what are you doing?
you're right,
What are you
right,
doing? You said, okay, here we are. We're putting this out here. Ain't nobody signed up. And
right.
so you said, Gena, the Zoom thing, that's something that y'all came up with.
Mm,
He said
mm,
that whole $20, and he was like, no, that's something you came up with. He
mm,
said, suppose I wanted to expand your reach.
mm. Wow.
He said, you never know who's going to see this live.
Right, right.
So when you're
Exactly.
talking about vision, you got to remain flexible.
Right. I think we froze. Did you freeze?
I see you frozen. You cute though.
Hey, let me refresh. So, am I moving? Am
Nope.
I moving? I'm still frozen.
It's a cute face. It's a cute freeze. She coming back, y'all. So we're talking about tonight. We're talking about from vision to victory. And one point we talked about that you are the vision board. And so we're talking about sometimes you have to revise. It's okay if you have to go back and look at this thing again. Sometimes we try to do things our way, and God is saying, no, 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 that's not the way that I want you to do it. And so we have to be okay with revision. We have to be okay with going back and taking another look at some things. We have to be okay with saying, okay, God, I tried it my way. So what is the way that you want me to do this thing? And so tonight, we're moving from vision to victory. You're moving from provision to sometimes revision. We have to revise this thing, God. Okay, we were moving in this direction. Now you got to shift. Oftentimes we are afraid of the shift because it takes us out of our comfort zone. That shift takes us away from the familiar. It takes us away from, the people that we know. It takes us from the things that we know. And here's the thing, when you're talking about vision, if you could do it by yourself, that means you don't need God. That means you don't need God. And so tonight we want to drive home all of these points to you. Our revision. God, what is it that I need to revise? Truth be told, can I tell us can all of us? Oftentimes, if you see that a vision is not working, sometimes it has to be revised. Sometimes you have to go back and take another look. Sometimes you have to go back and say, okay, God, what is it that I missed? Is there something that I missed? Did I start off doing this thing and I tried to do it on my own and you halted it? And so go back before this new season starts, go back and revise some things. It's okay. It's okay. We sometimes want to put on this front where it's like, well, if I have to go back and do this again, if I have to go back and revise this, what does this mean? Does it mean I'm a failure? No, it simply means that you need to go back and revise some things. Everybody has had to do it. I can't tell you how many times, we've all, I think, heard about these people like Michael Jordan and the Colonel and people who literally had to go back time and time again because it's like they didn't get it the first time. But it does not mean that they stopped. They didn't stop. Okay, let me go back and revise it. Let me go back and say it didn't work this way. Okay, so let me try this way. God, how is it that you want me to do it? Not how does the world want you to do it. God, how do you want me to do this thing? So again, and we were transparent tonight. We had this idea. It's like, oh yeah, let's do it via Zoom. Let's make it real nice. Let's make it real intimate. And literally, we had to make a decision. Are we gonna scrap this thing? We just not gonna talk about it. And it was like, hey, no, let's just go live. Let's just go live. So don't be afraid to shift. Don't be afraid to shift. Understand, even in the shifting, God has got you. So, if there's something that He's told you to do, don't be afraid of the shift. Seriously. Is it going to cause you to be uncomfortable sometimes? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. But it causes you being uncomfortable means that you have to depend on God. That's what that means. You being uncomfortable means you just have to depend on God. That's all that means. We think, well, it's the devil. It ain't the devil all the time. Sometimes it's you not wanting to depend on God. Sometimes it's you wanting to do your own thing and not wanting to depend on God. And so when you talk about revising, it doesn't mean you scrap the vision. It means, let me go back and take another look at this thing.
Right.
Let me go back and take another look at it. And so the next thing is, y'all, this is a big one right here. Supervision.
Supervision. Ooh.
Now, it don't mean that your vision is just
right.
It ain't got no cape on it. But supervision is, y'all know how we are. Sometimes we need to be monitored.
Yep.
Let me tell y'all something. And TaShon, Trudy, Trinette, people know. If you tell me something, if you tell me your vision,
all I'm gonna say is be ready. Mentally, physically, mentally. Be ready.
if you don't want it to happen, don't talk to me. I'm not the
Don't
person
talk.
to talk to.
Don't
If
talk.
you don't want it to move forward, if you don't want ideas, if you don't want the encouragement, I'm not the person to talk to.
No, I'm the person for the encouragement. That's why they call me the inspirationalist. I'm gonna keep you, motivated for it. I'm gonna keep it. But if you want, because, well, you can start it. It's a little bit of precision.
God has given me the gift of being a global thinker.
Yeah.
Well, He has fashioned me and designed. I'm a global thinker. Now, I will start off locally, and the reason for that, and I had to be okay with that. The reason for that is because sometimes we limit God with our finite thinking.
Yeah.
We limit his power. We limit his ability. We limit it because that's the level that we stop at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so again, when you look at, we talked about all of these big companies.
Yeah.
Suppose he said, well, no, we're just gonna keep it in my garage.
Right.
Even Steve Jobs, where it's where even though he's no longer in the earth, look what he left.
Right. Yeah. We're operating. We can't function without it.
Look at what he left. And I
Yeah.
don't know his walk. I don't know how his relationship was or whatever, but
Yeah.
look at what he left.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so, I'm sure he had to revise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he was concerned about provision.
Yeah.
But all of it, even now, even though he's no longer in the earth, there still has to be supervision as to how those products are managed.
Right.
And
Exactly.
so when you talk about supervision, who are the people that you're being held accountable to?
Yeah. Yeah. Because that plays an intricate part of your vision walk. You know, um, if you don't have the correct supervision that can hold you accountable,
Hmm.
it's not gonna work. I
And we're not
guarantee
talking
you.
about micromanaging.
No, it's not micromanaging at all. And in fact, it's the opposite. You can't micromanage the vision. What it is that you're actually like saying, hey, now this is what you want, you know, this is what you said that you wanted to do, and vice versa. So and then the thing about it, your people around you should be mature enough to say, you know what, I understand it's a little tough, da da da. So let's go back and revisit some things.
Yeah,
Let's go back to the drawing board. Not to yeah, go back to the drawing board. Let's revisit and let's see what is feasible. Let's see how we can do this. But they're gonna hold you accountable. They're not gonna let you stop. They're not going to let you give up. You know, that's the difference. But ultimately, it's your choice. It's
yeah,
it it ultimately is your choice. But here's the thing. Um, even I, as a motivator, you get to the point. It's like, well, I can't motivate you anymore. I can only motivate you, because ultimately it's what you want. And so you as a supervisor, it's like, hey, I'm not gonna force you, like God is not gonna force us to do live out the vision or whatnot. But it's like, okay, but you do need some accountability. And who are the people in place? Who do you have in your circle that can hold you accountable and not let you slip and slide?
yeah,
And that means not half doing the work.
yeah,
You should not have at this stage of your life, for whatever it is, you should not have those friends or those people around you that's going to let you slip and slide or half do anything.
yeah,
Like, what's our term we always say? You want to always operate in excellence.
yeah,
And so that means putting your best foot forward. That means getting up out of that bed. That means, doing the work for whatever you're asking God for. If you want to start a business, you're going to have to do the work. It's not getting the LLC is just not it. You're going to have to put some things in place. It's going to require you to do work. It's going to require you to spend money that you don't have. It's going to require you to make investments, so but you have people around you to say, listen, we got to keep going. They're not going to let you put out junk.
yeah.
They're not going to let you put out junk, you know?
So, Mink said, hey.
Hey, Mink.
So Mink says, yes, I'm afraid of the shift.
Girl, come on.
So Mink, I got an assignment for you, girl.
Uh-oh, see, you wrote it down.
I want you to take that word shift, and I want you to see how many words you can get out of that word shift.
Up, see.
I can't tell you the words that I'm thinking. I can't tell you what I'm thinking of because they'd be like, oh, but yeah. Yeah, I want you to one word I can't say, but I want you to think about how many words you can get out of the word shift,
Oh.
and how does that fit where you are?
Mm.
And fit
Mm.
is inside the word shift. So
Mm.
how does that fit where you are? What targets do you want to hit? That's it. That word hit is inside the word shift.
And you know that assignment due soon. So
Yeah. Or
go
are
ahead and
you
get
going to
started on it.
sit is in the word shift.
Mm.
I can't. If yes,
Yeah.
if. Now let me tell you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
It's
say it, guys. So if you take the F out the word shift,
uh-huh.
is that what you're gonna sit in? Bam!
Mm.
We going there. We
Mm.
going there. We going there. We going there.
Mm.
Don't y'all type that word on the line.
You can put the emojis.
No,
Y'all put the
don't type
emojis.
that word. Don't type that word though. Don't type that word. So yeah, it's you got it. You gotta. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Let me
Look,
tell you.
y'all done made me. I'm trying to find the what you call it. I done hit
It's
the
been a lot
wrong
of
button.
stuff up. Are you
See,
gonna sit in that?
are you gonna sit in that? Mm.
Are you gonna sit in that?
That's deep.
I'm just saying.
She just saying, y'all. That gotta keep it real. Are you gonna sit in it? I'm just saying.
I'm
'Cause
just
I
saying.
have my
So here's the
answer.
thing. Talking to a friend of mine today, and we're talking about sometimes fear will grapple you. Fear will just grip you, and it will hold on to you, keep you from moving into towards your vision.
Yeah.
And so part of that was either you're going to do it or God will give it to somebody else.
Yep. And you can't get mad.
And then right, and then it's like, well, I thought about that. Well, he was like, yeah, that's all you did was think about it.
That's it.
You didn't
I,
do nothing else about it. All you did was think about it.
I tell people all the time, I was just telling somebody, they were like, I had that idea. Yeah, you had that
Uh-huh.
idea, but you didn't do nothing with it. And they were like, oh, I said, yeah, he gives us ideas. He
All the
gives them
time.
to us. But
All
are you going to act on them? What are you going to do? And then you get mad and then you're like, that was mine. No, it wasn't.
no one.
It was everybody else's
You're
too.
right, but they're right. That was yours. It ain't yours no
Right.
more.
It was yours. But now, because you were sitting in that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
you
I'm
got
just saying.
hit if. So yeah, you got
Yeah,
some work
I'm
to
just
do,
saying.
man.
You got sift. You
Mm.
got sift, which leads to division.
Ooh.
And so when you're talking about, being divided, division, there's some things that you have to part with
Mm-hmm.
in order for the vision to come to. There's a mindset that you
Mm-hmm.
have to part with.
Oh, then
Yes.
so he that sits will stink.
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh.
Come on now.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
And
Man.
here we go. And so you walk around thinking you looking cute, you looking pretty, you looking one way, but you smell like you've been sitting in it.
Oh. And I know, Mink, you don't want to be smelling.
When you show up, you smell
Mm-mm.
like it. Yeah, when you sift, you pull something out, and oftentimes, I don't know about y'all. Y'all remember the sifter
Mm-hmm.
where you pick it up and it's like you have to beat it up against
Yeah.
something up, and then you have the one that does the
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
what happens sometimes in life. He's like, I'm gonna have to pull. She's like, no way.
No way.
We don't like to we don't like to let stuff go.
Yeah. And
We
you
don't like to
got
let
to
people
let
go.
go. Yeah. Just like at our last client, she said she had to let a lot of that stuff go. She had to declutter so she can move to the next level. And
Yeah,
literally, once she decluttered, she moved to the next level of what she wanted on her vision. She had that written on her vision board, but she had to let some things go. She had to let people go. And she said it. She said, I didn't realize I was holding on, even down to grief, because she was dealing with
yeah,
grief as well. She had to learn how to manage that grief.
yeah,
And so she couldn't sit in it, because
yeah,
as long as you're sitting in it, you're not going to move,
yeah.
And grief, it comes in different forms or whatnot. It's not always associated with the physical death of a
Right.
person. But even for me, I had to make sure that I did not sit in that grief, because if you sit in that grief, then you are not going to pursue your vision. You're not. It's not going to happen, because you're going to allow that thing or those things to keep you back. And that's why we said, when you're ready to move forward from the vision to the victory, it has to take place up here.
Yeah.
in your mind. It has to be that shift, but it has
Yeah.
to be a mind shift. And that mind shift is going to mean I got to do some work to get rid of a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Clutter. Declutter.
You got to declutter.
You gotta
And
declutter
it's
your
not
mind.
going to be nice. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be organized. It's not going to be any of that. You're going to have to put on those gloves, the put on the boots or whatever, put on your hazmat suit or whatever, and get to work.
Mhm.
You're going to have to clean house. You got to clean house.
Your spiritual house, your house in the natural, all of it has to be
Hmm.
cleansed. And
Yep.
sometimes it's we want things, we want things to hurry up and happen.
Yeah.
You gotta say, no, let me prepare you first.
Yeah.
And I talked about it on Thursday. It was where say, you have certain meals. We know we like certain meals. There's certain things that we
Hmm.
like, but
Hmm.
there are ingredients that go into the preparation of it. And so
Right.
some of those ingredients have to be cooked. Some of those ingredients have to
Hmm.
be prepared. They have
Yeah.
to be chopped up or whatever, in order to make what it is that you want to
Right.
be editable,
Right.
to be good, to even get to the point where you like it. It's the same thing with life.
Yeah.
There's some things that you're going to have to part with, some mindsets, some people, some habits, and ask God to provide that discipline.
Hmm.
Provision.
Hmm.
Again, it's not always
Hmm.
monetary. God, I need you to provide me with the discipline
Right.
obedience that I need, and so again, being intentional about the vision that God has put in your life and in your mind. And here's the thing too: don't compare your vision with somebody else's.
Not at all. Not at all.
Don't do that.
Not at all. And if you're coveting somebody else's
It
vision,
ain't gonna work for you.
it ain't gonna work for you. Because if you if you want to covet the next person's vision, I'm gonna tell you now what you ain't gonna be able to do. You ain't gonna be able to handle it.
It's not gonna work for you
It's not
because you
gonna
don't
work
know
for you.
what they went through. You have not been wired for somebody else's vision, like
Oh.
to actually carry out somebody else's vision. That's why each individual person, you have your own DNA.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have your own DNA. So God is like, DNA, do not ask. Do not ask for somebody what somebody else got.
Right. You
Because
cannot.
I've given what I want you to have specifically to you.
Right. Right.
To you. And so, and again, being transparent, it is where there were times where, well, God, I want to do that. I want to be like her. I want to be like that. I want to even Coach TaShon, it was like, well, God, people like her and people always and God was like, girl,
Yeah. This comes with a cost.
I'm like, but she's so, she's smiling, and other when people look at me and it's like, dang, she mean. And it's like, God's like, that's where I wired her. That's how I wired her. And so, to covet what somebody else has, to be jealous of what somebody else has, to be envious of what somebody else has, you don't know how they got it.
You don't know how they
And you
got it.
don't know what they have to do in order to keep it.
Yeah. Oh,
So again, we just wanted to encourage you all on tonight. If you have gotten a vision for something, if God has given you the vision for something, don't put it down. Don't
yeah.
discard it. Don't put it to the side just because you think it's not working or
Yeah.
you think it's not moving along like you want it to move. You know,
Right.
again, so we're getting ready to go into the spring of the year.
Yeah.
It's bring it out of hibernation. Come out of hibernation.
Mm-hmm.
Come out of hibernation. You've been in hibernation too long. For some of you, we get it. You needed to rest.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
some people, you needed to revise some things. You needed to regroup, and that is cool. But
Yeah.
don't stay in a place where you're hibernating.
Yeah.
Again, your vision is not just for you.
It's not
And
for
in
you.
this season, as we said before, oftentimes we think the vision is the paper, the pencil, the cute pictures, the glue sticks, the markers, and the crayon.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
again, we were in Bible study one night, and it came out. You are the vision board
You are the vision board.
for somebody's life. You are the vision board.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
wanted to ask
yeah, go
me.
ahead.
She said I have to, yes, I have to declutter. So my
Mhm.
my challenge, my question is when? When are you going to start decluttering?
Dun, dun, dun.
Because see, we say this all the time. We'll
Yeah,
say it. We'll
accountability.
say it. When are you gonna I'm speaking for myself. There is a time where it's like, well, I'm gonna have to speak up for myself. And I remember you all were telling me, well, when you gonna do it? And I was like, well, And believe it or not, that was part of my prayer on my vision board, is learning to
Mm.
be bold.
Yeah.
I wanted to be bold in who I was and what I could say and what not. So when are you going to do it? Not, you can't wait for that perfect timing, because here's the thing too. I'm the person that I don't want to just take advantage of my time here. I want to take advantage of my time here on earth, but I also understand that I need to get to some things, because time is not promised to us, so I don't want to keep making excuses. So when are you going to say, okay, I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to actually declutter. I'm going to actually go ahead and get the help or the support that I need. I'm going
Mhm.
to move forward for it, you know. And yes, it can it the overwhelm, all of that. That's one reason why we're saying we're transparent about this walk and about what we present, because we don't want people to leave here or come and attend and then feel like, oh, okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready. No, we're telling you firsthand, you got to be mentally prepared for your vision, and this is what, again, I go back to what I was saying in the beginning. I It's cute. I love them. I love the vision board parties. I do. They're the cutest things. I love all of the cute trinkets and all of that stuff, but they don't cover what needs to be done.
Mhm.
They're telling people, oh, you can do it. You can do it. Yes, you can. You can do it. But let's be real. You may not be able to do it because you're not equipped for what you need to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not to say you can't do it, but you may not be able to do it right there in that season because you're not equipped mentally, spiritually, physically to handle what that vision is calling you for. Because as Dr. G said, it's bigger than you.
It is.
So you got to be ready for that. When God gave her the vision to launch her ministry, she probably thought it was just gonna be for me, her and her family, but she didn't know it was gonna be worldwide during a pandemic. When God told me to leave my job, I thought I was just going to be right here in my office trying to do X, Y, and Z. I didn't know I was going to be doing stuff that requires provisions from, like you don't know. And so that's why you have to be ready, 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 ready for this walk. So, yes, write it down. But remember, once you speak it,
Yeah.
once you write it is time to go. So now that you wrote this in the chat, it is time to go. Ain't no, well, it is 2024.
It'll be 2025 next week.
It sure will. And so we don't want to come back next March and
Yeah.
you're writing the same thing. You're saying the same thing.
And
We
if you
don't
are
want that.
saying the same thing, let it be an extension of what has already.
Yeah, right.
Let
Yeah.
it be an extension of what has already been. And I want to say, in terms of accountability, um, your ultimate accountability partner is God.
That's it.
I know we look for people and we look for circles and we look for, groups and organizations, and that's all well and good.
Hmm.
He will direct you to who is supposed to be attached to you, who you're supposed to be connected with. But your ultimate responsibility is to God. Your ultimate level of accountability, your ultimate accountability partner is God. And,
Yeah.
and if you're seeking accountability from another individual versus, God being you being accountable to him, then you need to revise some things before you even get started.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You
I
know,
had to learn that I had to learn that. I had to learn that. It is I would write it down like, I want to be bold. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then it was like, okay, well, what you gonna do? And then, because I wasn't ready to be held accountable, or I was afraid,
right.
I missed out on a lot of opportunities that God had for me.
Yeah.
So again, you have to be ready. And y'all already know you have us. You have us.
You
He
have the
had
support that
us.
you need. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And so
that's
my prayer has been, my prayer has been, God, give me holy boldness.
mm,
Give me that holy boldness. Give me that boldness that sets me apart from everybody else.
yeah,
Give me the holy boldness that when I show up, people know that it's not me, but it's you.
yeah. Okay. Can I say this one thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so okay, let me say it the right way because I know people. You know how to have these empowerment sessions and conferences and all of that. One thing that irritates me about these, and I love them, I do love them. But on the flip side, okay, I shouldn't say irritate, but on the flip side, the work is not being done. And I feel like we give, and I say we, generally, we give these motivational speeches, and we don't have any accountability partners.
Yeah.
And we don't put things in place. We don't put actions in place. We don't put, things for the people in place. And that's why I love Dr. G and I doing it. Yes, I am plugging us in because I am proud of us because again we see larger than
Yeah.
just a vision board. We see more than just a vision board. We see vision for you all.
Yeah.
We know what you're capable of doing. So we're not just here to blow smoke up your butts. It's like we really can see, like, listen, this thing works, but you have to be connected with it, and you have to be committed to it. So we're here, you guys. We're here to make sure that you move forward in it. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
No, that's cool. I
I
mean,
get passionate about it because when I see and I hear, I've encountered so many women, especially in these past few years, and they attend these events, and you know they're gung-ho.
yeah,
You didn't pay, you go when you just went back to about the $20 thing. These people have paid bukus
hundreds
of
of dollars.
money, and they still come out feeling empty and broken and confused and whatnot. And that's not of God. That's not what it's supposed to be. So your vision can go from vision to victory. You just you got to do the work. You gotta it has to be a process. You got to want to do it, and you can do it, and you will do it. You will do it. Especially if you with us, you gonna do it. That's all I gotta say.
So,
Okay.
John, tell us
Mhm.
how to connect with you.
So listen, you can connect with me on all social media platforms. I am Trinette L. Collier or the Mailroom 7671. But you can connect, and if you want additional support after tonight, connect with me on my website. I am TrinetteLCollier.com. There is you can click what you need and so forth.
Hey, put it
Because
in the chat.
I'm passionate about supporting, us and getting these visions out. And again, I service both men and women on this. And so yeah, that's how you can connect with me.
So I want to say thank you, guys. Here is here's my information as well. Even if you want to talk in terms of business, consulting, individual consulting, business consulting, ministry consulting, all of that good stuff. So again, we are here to help. We're ready to help. We're here to help. We're not here to be like, oh, they're just perfect. They just know whatever to do. It's like, no, it's not
Mhm.
that. We are literally here to help. So, you can go to Linktree to click on, spend some time with me one on one. We just want to say thank you. Again,
Yeah.
this started off as a Zoom call. Again, you know what? Let me tell y'all something. People will want to make you feel ashamed. The enemy will want to make you feel ashamed. It didn't work. This, that, and other. No, 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 no.
Always.
And when you know who you are, and when
Yeah.
you know who you belong to, all that other stuff is null and void. And so, we hope that you will take the opportunity to even share this with somebody. Share it. Just share it. Just
Just
share it.
share
It
it.
ain't gonna hurt you to share it. Just
Mhm.
share it. And so that's another thing I want to say. Stop hoarding stuff.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
hoarding stuff. It's like, well, I don't want nobody to get my idea. That ain't yours.
It ain't
It
yours.
does not belong to you. If God gave it, it belongs to Him. And
Right.
so, if you know that something is going to help somebody else, stop hoarding stuff.
Right.
Stop with the competition. Stop with the my stuff is better than yours. It ain't. It's just it's yours is yours, and mine is mine, and hers is hers. And
Right.
so, we're all here to, especially for the times that we're living in. We ain't got time for all that no more.
We don't.
We
Oh
don't have
my
time for all that
gosh,
no more.
we
The
don't.
competition, the jealousy, the intimidation, the all that stuff, the
Trying
fear.
to up one on the other. No,
It's over. It's done.
it's
So,
done.
again. Be intentional with your time. Be
Yeah.
intentional with the things that God has given to you. So, I want to say, of course, we I think on behalf of us, we both want to thank you guys for joining us on tonight. Go back
Yeah.
and take a look at the replay. And again, we don't know everything because God continues to shift us as well. And
Yeah.
so it's like if we look like we're doing it, if we look like we're making it, it really is our dependence upon Him. It is our
Woo.
obedience to Him. So,
Yeah.
without Him, the word tells us we can do nothing apart from Him. And so I get it, I get the gurus and I get the this person and I get the name dropping this person. Ain't nobody, they can't do none of it without Him.
Nope.
Without Him, I don't care what level you on, can do the celebrities, this person is that. That's why you can't get caught up in people. You can't get
Ooh.
caught up in the celebrity hype. You can't get caught up in the people doing it. Just because you don't see it don't mean they ain't doing it.
Right. Exactly.
And so again, with all of it comes responsibility and
Hmm.
accountability. So, I like to say, life is a gift from
Yeah.
God, and what you do with it is your thank you note to Him.
Yeah.
So, what better way to tell God thank you than to follow the vision that He's given you for your life?
Mm, 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 mm.
What
Wow.
better way to tell God thank you? And
Yeah.
so she told us talk about God, I'm like, you're right. And if it irritates you, that's that demon in you
And
that's
so
irritated.
listen, because
So
I know for a fact, I know for a fact, the flesh
yeah, flesh don't want to do it.
don't want to do it.
No, want to do that. Don't want
You
to do
do
right.
my original vision,
Don't want to do
you
that.
know. But God is in, and I mean, and that's something I know we both can stand firm on. We don't apologize for that. We don't
Yeah.
apologize for having God in our vision, having God as our, and that's the beauty of this connection and us giving it to you all because we know the truth. No matter what the world said, well, no, it's God. I gave my vision to God. I didn't give it to the universe. I gave it to God.
Not
God
just the
gave me this.
stars and the moon and
Right. God gave
just,
me this.
it ain't your zodiac sign, it ain't your horoscope.
Right. So, I thank you, Dr. G, again. Are we doing this again in the fall?
Girl, let me check my calendar.
I know.
I
Let's
would love
check
to.
these calendars
I
because
mean,
we got some accountability, folks. We Mink.
yeah.
We got to we she gonna be on board. She gonna be on board. So
So
just
share
take
this
some,
with somebody, like
yeah,
literally, and it's not where people are beating you up. Seriously, take the
yeah,
time to think about the provision. Take the time to think about the revision. Take the time to sit down and just think, like for real, on a serious level.
yeah,
And we do it because we love y'all. Like I don't
yeah,
even know some of y'all, but it's like no, I love people just
yeah,
in terms of because I just believe that God put something inside of each one of us.
yeah.
Now, how we cultivate it. That's why you have to be careful of who you're around because
Mm-hmm.
even the worst of the worst people didn't start off that way.
Right, right,
It didn't
right.
start off that way.
Yeah,
It was how were they cultivated. And
yeah.
that's why even when you have kids or when you're around certain people, even in your family, hey God,
Mm-hmm.
what does this name mean?
Right,
And,
right.
and you have to be in a place where even whatever church you're in, whatever be get someplace, get in whatever organization, be in a place where you're going to be cultivated, where things
Mm-hmm.
are going to grow, where God is going to allow people to be around. Where you're held, I don't want a bunch of yes men around me. I don't like a bunch of yes
Oh
people
my
around me.
gosh. Yes.
I may not like it.
Right,
I
right,
know, okay, hey, tell me when it's like, no, you kind of going way left there. It might hurt
right,
my feelings a little bit, but I'll get over it. So
right, right.
again, we pray that you guys have a great rest of the evening. Again, hit
Yes,
us up individually if you want to talk more. So if I'm not the person for you, you may want to talk to her. If she ain't the person for you, you may want to. If you don't want to talk to either one of us, we know other people that you can talk to. So
right.
Again, we pray that this was helpful on tonight. I just thank God for the opportunity to
Yeah.
share you on tonight. I love y'all. We love you guys. Any last words? TaShon.
No, other than thank you again. I enjoy doing these. I look forward to them. And again, like she said, if we can provide some support for whomever, because that's how passionate we are about you all and about what we do. We want to see you move forward in your vision. So, and to be honest, we're both excited about what God has for you all. Don't know what's in your vision, but just for you showing up today,
Yeah.
but that was the start of your vision. So whatever it is, just know that we're excited for you, and we can't wait to see it birth. And we're here. So thank you again and again. Yeah, enjoy this day. Enjoy this season of your life.
Just
Enjoy
make
it.
sure there ain't no crazy stuff, y'all. Won't back up.
Yeah, because I ain't doing.
We're not backing up no craziness. Just
No.
let that be known.
Mm-mm.
I pray, it is our hope and prayer that as you move into this new season in the natural, that you will really allow God to give you a fresh vision,
Yeah.
a freshness, a second wind, and just to see things differently.
Yeah.
So hey, look, be safe out there. Take some time to sit down, take some time to get quiet, take some time to to do that brain dump that we talked about. Get
Yeah.
your notebook, get some paper, write that stuff down, get it out. There's nothing too big, nothing too small. Just whatever he puts in your mind, put it out there. Do what he tells you to do.
Yeah.
So again, be cool out there, be safe out there. Let me tell y'all something. This whole bickering and calling people out, and y'all seriously, y'all don't stop. Don't be so distracted by what's happening around you that you don't
Right.
spend time doing what you're called to do
Right.
and what you're fashioned to do. Let them people be them people. Let their life be their life. And if it got nothing to do with you, keep it moving.
Just keep it moving.
Keep it moving. So again, it's always a pleasure to hang out in this space and to talk about what
Yes.
we talk about, in terms of vision. Get to work.
Get to
Get to
work.
work. Get to work. Get to work. So again, if we can be of any help to you, let us know. Hey, we're here for it. We're here for it. We're here for you. So again, y'all, we love you guys. Stay tuned for what's coming next. So hey, share this with somebody. Share this with somebody. Go back and take a look at it if you need to take a look at it for yourself. We love you guys. Have a great evening. Be safe and
What
happy.
about tomorrow? What about tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
In person?
Oh yeah. So I'm like, what's tomorrow? So tomorrow, for those of you who don't know, I also pastor PowerPoint Christian Ministries, and tomorrow is our in-person service. So if you would like to go join us, we're at 2060 Crescent Center Boulevard, Tucker, Georgia. So I'll type the address in there. Come in and hang out with us in person. We have our in person once a month. That's at 2060 Crescent Center Boulevard, 26 Gena 6 Crescent. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, she threw me off the loop for that. See, that's what gotta have people who believe in vision too. That's
Yep.
her. I think that's 30084. So again, yeah. So join us tomorrow if you want to join us tomorrow for in-person service. Again, hey, if you say, I don't know what the vision is for my life, pray about it. We'll pray together. So
Yeah.
again, tomorrow service time starts at 10:30 a.m. Again, we're here for it. A safe environment. We worshiping. That's how we do. We just worshiping.
That's it.
It ain't no VIP. Let me tell you, if you come looking for VIP seat and won't have it, there is no $20 line. There is no $100 line. We don't.
Oopsie.
That's not how we roll. We're just here. We're just here because worship is a lifestyle, and we're
Yeah.
giving God our undivided attention and giving Him all the praise and honor and glory that He is due. So we invite you to come worship with us tomorrow in person, 2060 Crescent Center Boulevard in Tucker, Georgia. So again, y'all, seriously, be intentional about living. Like she said, her word this year is big. Big is believing in God. Do it, believing in God, believing and knowing that if you can't depend on Him, you can't depend on nobody.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen for you. So take the time, sit down, get quiet. God, what is it that you're saying about my life? What is it that you're
Mhm.
saying for my life? What is it that you've already spoken? And don't be afraid to say, God, I believe scripture.
Yes.
I believe, but help out my unbelief. Help me the part
Yeah.
that don't believe. So,
Yeah.
and share this with somebody. Share this with somebody. We love you guys. Have a great evening. Again, be safe out there and happy spring.
Happy
Happy
spring.
spring, happy spring, happy spring. Praying blessings of newness in your life. And this time next year,
Yes.
we'll have some testimonies.
Yes.
And so,
Testimony.
and again, you'll be able to help somebody else
That's it.
move forward. So we
Yeah.
love y'all. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.